Hello, everybody. Gman just kicked me out of his show. Several people on the show asked if I was going to do a stream. I'm a ho dizzle dude or something, and Johnny B. Bad. Hiya! So I called GP and I'm like, GP, people are asking, man, you want to do this? Because it's like almost, I think it's like 11 or midnight for GP. And he's like, let's do it. So I'm waiting for him to come in. And yet, late again. How the fuck does that happen? I don't know. But yeah, G-Man got mad. Kicked us out. He's on there right now with Kamal. I like Kamal. So I hope you guys will be coming in. Let's see. Looks like I got 5 people watching. Hello. I was at work. That's why I look like shit. So I saw some of it. You know, obviously the part where I tuned in, and well, yeah, G-Man. I said he never answers questions, and he got pissed off and kicked me out. But he never does. He never answers questions. Toby Mimis. You always get me by surprise. You're always the friend I can depend on. Why do you have to be black? I'm surprised G-Man finally started pulling the race card out on me. Yeah, G-Man kicked me out. Yeah, kicked me out. Why? Because I was making good points. That's why. No, actually, you don't want to know why? Because I was being honest. Unlike a lot of these other people, well, I can't even speak for them. But the one thing that I can say about my interactions with G-Man, I have never lied to him. Never. Okay? Any interaction I've ever had with G-Man, I have never, ever lied to him. Now, in doing that, it makes him look bad, and he doesn't like it, which is why he kicked me out. I was the nice one. I used to be known as the nice one. Then Mr. Gramblings took over. Cute nose. And GP's still not here. He said, let's go live. I said, my fans are asking. Let me see. I'll send it again to him. Boink. So be mimis. So yeah, so G-Man's mad. From the little bit I saw, it kind of blew up in his face, you know, because G-Man was liking the GP is satanic. Look at, I saw all these people at G-Man's show. Icon, the way you weren't saying anything. That's Icon. That's a funny one right there. The way you weren't saying anything, that's a sign of a liar.
Oh my God, I just got blocked.
Oh, GP. What did you do to piss off G-Man?
Oh, I don't know. He blocked the shit out of me, did he?
He blocked the fuck out of you, man.
He said, you blocked.
You blocked permanently. What is it against you? What is it he's got against you? And you muted again. Is it your dog?
Because I know the truth about him.
Oh,
you
know what I'm saying? You're saying the truth.
All the recordings I have, I got the truth. And now he's so, that's why you don't be hearing me say, go ahead, G-Man, put it out. Did I not? Go ahead, do your thing. I said, I give you permission to put all everything you have. I give you permission to put it out.
You know the thing that got me as I was watching, because look, obviously we all know old G-Man. You know, he gets trigger happy. He gets trigger happy with that button, right? Yeah. And I'm watching and I'm hearing him talk to you, and he's putting you backstage, And I was like, fuck, dude, he's like not even doing that with the people he should really hate. You know, like he's letting everyone else talk, but then with you, and I'm like, God, man, Gman really has it with this nigga. Damn.
Yeah, no, Gman hates me. He hates me. He have a good reason to hate me because I could destroy his career. His YouTube career could go boop, and he got to reinvent himself in another community. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But think about this. Right now, he's over there talking about Shanny and Rev, right?
Yeah.
Gman knew about the smells. He knew about how they were living. Gman knew everything about them because he was with them for like what, a year almost, right?
Yeah.
So he knew all these things about them, and he did not say a word. He just let it slide, and he sought to finish Shanny and Rev harder because there were times when Gman would go on stream and just defend Shanny and Rev any type of new information that come out. Just defend Shanny. Y'all say Shanny's like this. What about Scientist Sam? He always bring up somebody else. And now he wants to come out and act like he's innocent. Oh, they just pulled a wool over my eyes. No. If you know it was dirty and people show that apartment of all the cat doodle, cat pee everywhere, and you just said out your mouth, Gman, that you caught them. You caught them letting the cats piss all over your house.
Yeah. And right here, City of Silent, nothing has changed. He's one click away from forgiving and being back good with Rev and Shanny. Absolutely, GP. He covered and defended them to the death.
To the fucking death.
Toby Mimi's, he didn't care. He didn't care until Shanny started talking trash.
Exactly.
Because she was pissed. She started talking shit, and then Gman retaliated.
He would have still gave her money. Remember, you can't. Still would have gave her half the money, knowing that they was dirty, knowing that they allowed their animals to defecate urine everywhere, knowing that Shanny and Rev was we call it in a domestic violent relationship, knowing all these things, knowing how they treated YouTube and other things more importantly than their kids. Gman knew all these things.
He knew, yeah, and based on what he said, it was worse than what we thought. We were all saying, "Oh yeah, those kids are being neglected. Rev is abused. The place is a mess." Then Gman started talking. And we're like, "Oh fuck, it's actually worse." The entire house, the neighbors were saying the place smells. Fucking body slamming her kid. Look, dude, we all know Shanny's fucking fat, right? Okay, this is the thing a lot of people don't realize. Shanny's 5'10". Okay, she's 5 feet 10 inches. Okay,
5'11".
5'11". She body slammed a kid. Okay, that means she picked him up in the air and threw him to the ground. And knowing her, she probably fell on him because she's so fat, you know. And Gman was covering it up. Freaking Aries 106. Honestly, I think he's not used to people being nice to him to get him to talk about Shanny and Red. He needs more confrontation, hence today's stream.
You know what's so funny? No, that's not what it is. Gman loves this attention. And this is the truth. I'm being honest with everybody here. Gman loves his attention. Remember, Gman was taking so many goddamn L's from different, people on the reaction channels like Miss Parker, Black Guy TV. Drag was hopping in and out. He was just taking, and then when Drag started on him again, he was just taking so many L's that Gman said, "You know what? Let me use Shanny and Rev because I have more intimate details about them. Let me use that, and I bet that a lot of people will watch me." Gman went from 20 people or 40 people watching to
200 to 200.
What do I tell y'all? He needs this.
Yeah.
He needs to feel validated. He needs the attention. So this is what Gman did. Gman, Loobis, I don't know if you watched the beginning of the stream. Gman played a clip from what us was talking in the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, I saw just a tiny bit of because I was at work. But yeah, so what I'm guessing happened because I didn't get to see the whole thing. Gman started his show and was like, "I'm unblocking everyone," because he already knows it's gonna be shit talking on Shanny and Rev, which is fine with him because you're right. He's always on the negative side of it, getting all the criticism. So everyone's tuning in, but then I don't know what you started talking about when you came in, but the second the focus went from Shanny and it went to him, That's when he flipped out and he got into old G-Man again. I'm getting so I don't know what it is that you did to start it.
I didn't listen. He called me out. I can even read it.
Yeah, he called you out. He called you
I
out.
can even read the text message this fool sent me.
Oh, he sent you a text?
On Skype.
On Skype?
This what the fool said to me on Skype, because I called him a sellout. I'm gonna let y'all know on Skype, I wasn't even thinking about, being confrontational with him or confront him live. I said that shit to him personally. You know what I mean? This is what I said to this fool. I said, you are a true sellout, little man. I said, have no respect for you. He said, how did I sell out? I think I missed that movie. Soon, he said, soon you could tell me personally how I am a sellout. I got an announcement that will be a game changer in a week. So you will have many chances to prove I'm a sellout. Matter of fact, I'm calling you out tonight. No, excuse me. He said, I'm going live. You could come on tonight and tell me how I'm a sellout. So I'm just going. I'm I'm not disrupting the stream. I'm actually thinking I'm going on there to get the smoke. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
And then you start saying, "Why are you making it all about me?" Because you told me to.
Then you just told me on Skype, and I could show the message. You just told me that you fucking that.
Did you mute yourself again, you idiot? Aries 106. I think he likes attention, but mostly negative attention.
My dumb ass.
He likes fighting on the internet, being a warrior for God.
He's not even a warrior for God.
Beating all the atheists.
He's not, because y'all made some good. You know what's so funny? Y'all made some good points, and it pissed them off.
Yeah.
Kamal made some good points, and it pissed them off.
Yep.
You remember that? Kamal said, "Hey, why majority of your friends you have a fight with? Why?"
Ooh, and then Beckel came in and freaking confirmed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like freaking Beckel, he dropped that little thing where when he said it, I was like, oh,
Yep. Beckel came in. Beckel said, yeah, G-Man, when you upset at people, everybody gets the same treatment.
Yeah. Freaking like, here, little G-Man, I'm making it about me here, G-Man. Yeah, when I went in there and I said to Kamal, oh, the reason that he's at it with his friends is because he treats everyone the same. What he does to us, he does to them. And then G-Man starts laughing, and then Beckel comes in, and then, hey Beckel, you want to tell these people what's up? And the first thing's out of his mouth, I don't disagree with Loobis. And I was like, oh shit.
Exactly. I'm sorry, Loobis. Let me correct myself. This is what he wrote back. He said, I'm going live if you want to talk. That's what he said. I'm going live if you want to talk. So G-Man, that's why I went in there. But you're right, Loobis. When you said that, Beckel confirmed it.
He confirmed it.
You see, he just shut the fuck up. He can't say nothing. See, let me tell you the reason. I told you the real reasons. I'm gonna reintegrate the real reasons why me and G-Man is not friends no more, and why he disliked me so much. First, all that. Listen, I'm gonna let y'all know this. Any information G-Man has of me talking shit about Glove, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. When I started the Gentleman Pioneer channel, who was the first person I made a video on?
Was it
TUV?
Oh, was it really?
Yes, Grand Ultimate Villain was the first video I ever made on the Gentleman Pioneer channel.
And was it against him?
It was against him. I was talking shit about him. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
G-Man don't know that. The first person I was before I even became buddy with G-Man or any, you know what I'm saying? Before I really defended him, the first person I defended the first person I talked shit about was GUV.
And was it criticizing him?
Oh, it was some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? It was so long ago. It was 2 years ago.
Was it G-Man related though?
Yeah, it was G-Man.
Okay.
No, it wasn't really G-Man related. It was just him, call him all types of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm sorry, GB, real quick. Hog tie champ. Dude, wait, geez, what a butt wipe. Dude, you fucking nailed it, okay? When you were explaining to G-Man the joke behind the diss rap, okay? Yeah, and when you called me an African American, that shit made me laugh out loud. That was funny, bro. That was funny. So
he couldn't get it. He could not.
And he didn't get it. G-Man didn't get it. No, G-Man did not get it. No.
Because in his mind, let me tell you something. Whatever, I can see why Drag loves fucking with him because in his mind, G-Man, you could tell G-Man something straightforward, but it was, I don't know, probably between his ears and his brain, the shit get mixed up and it comes out different. You know what I mean?
That's Johnny B. Bad, my Asian friend.
No, but let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real, Loobis. Let's keep it real, bro. G-Man
don't get it.
Do not get nothing, but we shut his ass down. I wasn't even. I was in there to be confrontational. I was in there for the smoke. But yo, bro, when you came here and asked those questions, and you was like, "G-Man, that's hard criticism. You're not a Christian."
I can join for. Hey, yeah, that sounds cool. I'll do that right now. City of Silent, real quick for you, GP. Any chance that recording of G-Man accused GP of leaking came from Indigo?
It could have. I don't know. It could have. I don't know who it came from.
I think G-Man just made that up.
Yes, you. Let me tell you something. If I did it, then fuck it. I did it. And I'll be honest with you. If I really did have that recorded, Loobis will call me out on my bullshit. GV will call me out on my bullshit, huh?
Yeah.
You would have said, nah, G-Man. No, you would say, nah, GP. That came from you. See, with G-Man, G-Man's so stupid. I let Loobis listen to a lot of the recordings before this whole leak of recordings came out. Loobis heard them all.
Yeah.
Most of the shit G-Man's saying about the kids calling him daddy and all that, Loobis already knew that.
Yeah.
So that recording came from G-Man's side because Loobis never heard it, and I played Loobis everything because Loobis was asking me, "Hey, do you want me to put it publicly? Should I make a video explaining, hey, GP got some smoke? Remember?" And I said, "Go ahead, Loobis, make that video."
And there were things that GP had said, don't talk about this part, and I said, okay, that part. Well, and I still haven't talked about it.
Yes.
There's certain parts. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. Everything else, you're fine. I'm like, okay.
Yes, I did. So G-Man not realizing that there's other people that actually heard all my recordings that's saying, nigga, you're wrong.
And I got Hog Tie in here. What's up, Hog Tie?
Yeah, he did. Yo, hold on. Before anybody say anything, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of tea. A little bit of tea. I'm in my recordings, G-Man Mitz a little bit. I'm not saying a little bit, but he was somewhat attracted to Indigo.
Attracted to Indigo? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
So y'all put that together for yourselves.
Do you think he boned her? I don't think he did.
So y'all put that
literally the first word I heard, you got to click the thing and then join and which account and then, okay, yeah, my camera's working. And then you hear sound from the room. Literally the first word I heard when I entered this room started with the letter N. DP, my friend, you and I have not met. I'm a big fan of your infectious laugh.
Thank you.
You guys have never spoken?
No,
I never spoke to Hog. To Hog.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Hog Tie channel. I never spoke to him. But
yeah, freaking GP's laugh is it's a good one right here.
That's back in the Sweep the Leg days. Sweep the Leg.
What can I say of that? Yeah, can I just reflect for a moment? I won't talk for a long time. Just reflect for a moment. What can I say of that nonsense? First off, Kamal, shut the fuck up. Kamal, who I've known for years, is a great guy, but he's got to learn to catch his breath once in a while. But the other thing is the obvious. You know, like every couple of years, I think, you know what, maybe G-Man. No, not maybe G-Man. You notice that it didn't matter what I said. It didn't matter how focused I was, how I was careful to keep the message on point. I just want to say this. No, he's got to hear one word from something, and then while he's not listening, he turns it into something else. Like that thing also he goes on about how, oh, well, you know, not everything Shanny says is a lie. Okay, well, no one said that. You know, like he just, And you called it right, Loobis. Like when I asked Gman, I said, look, reach out to me on Skype. What do you think about that? Dead silence. And you just went, he's not listening. It's just not. Like and the thing is, I wasn't looking at the screen. And just now, before I noticed you were live, I went back and I scrolled back on his current live broadcast and to listen to, was my sound okay? Like, why the fuck weren't people listening? Like, could I not be heard? And yeah, there were a lot of times I was talking over, couldn't be heard. But when I got to that part of it, when I'm saying, look, Sokka talked to you, there are people who might not like everything about you, but people say things that come from a good place. When I went back and listened to that part of what I was saying, I'm looking at Gman and he's looking over here and he's looking over there. Now he's in the live chat and now he's pulling comments in the live chat. And now, Icon, I have to tell you off. Brr. It's like he didn't hear a word I said.
Yeah, and when I said he's not listening, and Gman said I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he mentioned something that he wasn't talking about, and I was like, okay, he wasn't listening.
He didn't even say I'm listening. He said, I'm practicing. Something like that. He said, I'm practicing. What?
I'm just saying that's crazy. That's because Gman was actually upset. So he was upset at the fact that that it was too, like, a lot of people proving him wrong in a lot of areas, and you coming off positive. He really, if you have any type of bad history with him, he's not going to listen to you at all, Yeah. And I'm going to give you a little bit. I want to give you a little insight. During that whole time, did you not see Veckel stay silent? When you was trying to make your points, you was like, hey, you listen to me? The person that he considered his friend, you didn't see him stay silent and not say nothing? Veckel could have said, hey, G-Man, he's giving you some good information, man. You should listen. No.
Yeah. No. Well, Veckel's kind of an odd duck. I've always got along fine with him well, and I know that there are lots of people kind of have concerns about, the thing about Veckel is Veckel just lives Veckel's life. He doesn't want to get into drama and stuff, and presumably he's good to his wife and his kid, got a daughter, and I say presumably because he doesn't talk about them all the time. But if you're talking to him when he's doing dad stuff, he's doing dad stuff. And what's funny though is that anytime if you ask Veckel about G-Man when you're on air, Veckel's going to say, he's going to make one of those goofy preceptor points like about, oh, well, what do you base your morality on? What's the foundation for objective morality? Oh, you can't say, so therefore G-Man could murder somebody. He just totally dodged the topic. But if you talk to him off air, what's that?
No, I said, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. If you talk to him off air, though, when you say something about G-Man, he'll just, what now?
He's right. Yeah.
Well, I should. GP, you've been there. You've been that guy. You've been the what now guy.
Yeah, he's right. He is absolutely right. You can't.
One mistake I made in that engagement. I never should have brought up that recording. It's just the point I wanted to make there was. Okay, here's the thing I see about G-Man. He makes bad choices when he chooses the people around him. He gets some of the best, kindest, most thoughtful, helpful, and I mean financially helpful friends that anybody could dream of. And then he spits on them and stabs them in the back. GP, Hana, Nate Brody, just any number of people that, JD Kane to a certain extent, like he's had these people who are kind and thoughtful and supportive. But like, as soon as you tell him, hey, G-Man, maybe you shouldn't. Oh, that's it. Oh, you're a devil. And he goes all fucking crazy about it.
Yeah. So that answers Kamal's question as to why are you always with your friends because of shit like that.
Can any of you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Lucas, I've been in your hangouts before. I don't know if you know a guy named Mini Hero. That's me.
Yeah, I remember you. What's up, Mini?
Nothing much. How's it going with you?
Good.
Yeah. Hey, Gentleman Pioneer. I remember I joined G-Man's channel and you told G-Man you thought that I was a spy for Dragnut Silvas. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the good old days talking when I was defending G-Man.
But see, that's one of the things too. Is G-Man has like I'm going to call it a whitelist. That's not a race thing. That's a computer. Where it's like, whitelist means anything that comes from this computer, absolutely trust it, right? And he has a set of friends that anything. I never realized that is kind of a racially charged term. Why is the blacklist the bad list and the whitelist? Oh my God, I'm up all night. I don't have My white guilt is going to keep me awake tonight. Oh no. But you know what I mean? So he has this set of friends. Shanny could tell him anything and he would believe it. Shanny could tell him that Dragnet murders babies and he would believe her, right? Now Shanny's an enemy, right? And by the way, this was a lot of people are kind of trying to find the right words to explain to G-Man why they're so upset about him now coming out with all the truth about the abuse of those kids.
Yeah, when it
Here's
comes,
why people are upset about it. All right, go ahead.
When it comes to Dragnet Silvis, I don't hate the guy, but one of his friends said a joking, threatening my family and all this really weird stuff because there was this one person on Discord where I asked a question and it was a stupid question, and then that's why she told Dragnet that I was a troll. But the stupid question I asked was, if God told you to kneel before God, would you kneel before him? And when I asked that, they thought I was a troll. So, yeah.
Okay, no, good. That'd have been on topic if that was a topic. Anyway, sorry, I'm just. I do want to make this point. That was that. So I understand the circumstances. If you have a friend who's doing something bad, they're cheating on their wife, or they're treating their kids in a way that you're like, oh, dude, that's not good for those kids, and you're kind of crossing some lines here. It's going to get you in trouble. You don't immediately phone the police, right? Everyone's been in that situation where you got to tell your friend, like, you got to rethink this. Like, you're on a bad path here. And then you get to that point where you're like, no, this is some bullshit. You know, they've got whatever drinking problem. They beat their kids. And so at some point, something's got to be done about it. So I don't have a problem with G-Man kind of not really knowing what to do in those circumstances, because he's also dumb. That's the other thing.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I have to cut you off right here. See,
it's on topic. I love it.
No, it is. It's yeah, I like how you put that. But I have the recordings where G-Man was complaining to me about how his house.
I'm getting there.
Was stinking everything. Oh, I'm sorry.
He was getting there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Then.
Because I apologize. I sometimes take a circuitous path, but there's always a goal in mind. Don't
worry.
I got my mute
button.
We'll get there. No, okay. I'm saying from outward appearances. So GP, you had a different, because you heard him talk about things that he didn't talk about on air. For as much as people make fun of G-Man for flapping his gums all the time and all these things come out, G-Man in recent years has gotten really good about talking about stuff in person and not talking about that stuff when he's on air. I think that's the smart move on his part. So what we see outwardly is that, well, we all know that there's abuse going on in the house. And then G-Man gets on air and he's like, well, you guys can't prove there's abuse. You guys are just after them because they're Christian. You're like, shut the fuck up, and that's a no. But then now he comes out and says, oh, it turns out I just noticed the abuse. Well, of course, behind the scenes, he knew that this abuse was there. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, I understand. He wasn't, just because he saw an instance of abuse means he's going to run and tell the police. He's going to try to work with his friends. So I get that. But here is the problem. G-Man has also made open public threats about calling CPS on other people. He's threatened to call CPS on Dragnut and his wife. He's threatened to call CPS on Burnt Toast. Who, does she even have children? I don't even understand that, right? He's so he does these things. So here's what I'm going to wrap up on this point, and that is the thing that people are frustrated with is that if you're G-Man's friend, if you're in his quote unquote whitelist, G-Man will never tell people that you're abusing your kids, whether or not you're abusing your kids. But if you're someone who G-Man calls an enemy, G-Man will tell people you're abusing your kids, whether or not you're abusing your kids. That's the problem.
Oh, first of all, I would like to say that there's someone in the chat that said that isn't he the troll who's trying to lie about people trying to kill his family or something and drags the Discord? No, that is not a lie. That actually happened. Someone in Drag's Discord said a joke about threatening my family. Like, I don't know if it was a joke or not, but that actually happened.
Yeah. I think Icon is acknowledging that it was a joke.
Maybe. I got scared. I just left.
Oh.
No, don't worry. I know who you are, Mini Hero. Christian, you're a Christian kid. I remember you.
Yeah.
See, Hata, you put it that perfectly. And this is why I'm so upset at G-Man, because I care less now, but this is the reason why we warn, is because G-Man for the last 2 years, as I explained on the channel, was telling me how much he's going to kill Dragon and his whole family for the last 2 years. So, and there's with times I had even Loobis. I wish he played something so I could release everything I have on him. Loobis would tell you that in some of my recordings, you hear me calming him down. I'm saying, Gman, it's not that serious, brother. You shouldn't take it that far. It's just social media. He even had a bus ticket to go down south to kill his dude and his family. So
that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So for me to hear that for 2 years and then to see him calm and collective and talking to the guy as that's his friend over two people for the last 2 years, he's tried to get me to meet him. He told me it would be a privilege, my honor, to meet Shani and Rev like they're fucking kings and queens. So for the last 2 years, I've been hearing that from Gman until I stopped talking with him and stopped dealing with him. So you gotta remember, it's kind of like a real mind twist to me right now. It's like you went from hating one person to the point that you're going to take out him and his whole family to hating the people that you want, that you told me it would have been a privilege by God to meet them. You were telling me I'm not a Christian because I'm not taking care of them. I'm not forgiving them. I'm not doing this for them. So you can understand where I come from, Hawkeye. So that's why I call G-Man a sellout, because G-Man only do things that works for G-Man, and he won't release nothing out against me because he know I would destroy his whole G-Man main channel and his channel. A lot of Christians walk away from him because the things he said about Christians, I have it on there. Things he said about Veckel, I have it on there. Veckel made a good point. When G-Man is mad at you, if you talk to him privately, if he's mad at you, man, that dude would say everything that's on his mind about the person he's mad at.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm talking about every single goddamn thing.
And that's nothing new. We all know that.
I agree with everything you said, your complete assessment of him. Plus, I do think, GP, that when you recount stories that include certain factual elements, I think you're absolutely honest in the factual retelling. By the way, to interrupt myself, I did find it interesting. I do follow Loobis. I watch more Loobis than I do Aaron Ra. How fascinating is that? The Loobis.
And I'm black. Holy crap.
But it was interesting to hear you tell some of the stories very calmly, and you had richness of detail about some of your interactions with Rev. And then now to hear G-Man calmly sit down and talk to Drag and tell those same stories. And when G-Man's calm, those details matched up. And it's just neat to see you guys tell the same story. And I know there was more to it, but anyway, I agree with your assessment. I wonder the problem in G-Man's head, not the way you did it, but using the word sellout has a particular image in G-Man's mind. And this is always a problem communicating with G-Man. If you use a word and he has a particular vision of that word in his head, then that's what you meant. And you're married to that. You can never back down from it. So what I think you're saying is that G-Man lacks integrity. And that's what I'm saying about his friendships, right? If you're his friend, he has no integrity about your bad acts. If you're his enemy, he has no integrity about anything you do.
Yes.
But for you to call it sellout, he then in his head thinks, well, who am I making money from? And he doesn't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what it is? G-Man don't want to understand. He's in his mind, he's so mad at me because I'm not his friend no more. That's why he's really mad. He's mad at me because I don't financially support him as he wanted me to. You get what I'm saying?
Gentleman Pioneer, whatever happened between you and G-Man? Because I thought you guys were friends. Like, what happened?
Yeah. And a real quick tacit super chat, Loobis, GP, and Hogtie. This is a party. What about Mini Hero? You forgot to mention him. Thank you, Tacit. Thank you very much.
No, you know what? I'm gonna reintegrate why me and G-Man ain't friends. And I this is just me being completely honest. It's one thing I'm not going to talk about my channel. What happened to my channel? I'm gonna hold that to the day I go for YouTube. So be it, right, Loobis? I'm gonna take that out.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna tell you the reason why Hogtie me and him is not friends. The first reason is two. It's two major ones. The first one is when me and G-Man was going against the atheists. I know you heard about this, or you probably even witnessed this. I made a plan with G-Man. I said, "Oh shit, G-Man, if I start making videos against you, they would think I'm cool with you." And G-Man was like, well, "I don't know." I said, "Listen, just listen to my idea. And if they think I'm cool with you, then all the archive channels that you can't find and all shit like that, I'm gonna have access to it because they're gonna be like, hey, you know what? Go, hey, go get there's evidence on here. Go play that. You get what I'm saying? So what Gman said was, okay, yeah, do that. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna do it. So I started making videos against him. You know, just talking
Wait,
random
but
shit.
real quick, GP, just to make sure everyone listening understood what you said. GP told G-Man, bro, I'm going to start making videos on you to get on the atheist side.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to get intel, and then we can freaking use that shit on them. Okay, so I'm going to start trashing you to get on their side.
Mm-hmm.
All right, G-Man? That's what you were saying, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So when I started doing that and those videos started coming out, this fool would take it personally and start making videos against me. And I would sit there like, you know, then when we have our conversation, say, G-Man, what are you doing? Why are you making videos against me? Why are you coming at me? You know what he would say? I didn't like what you just said. Oh, yeah, R.I.P. Grampy Lobster. I'm sorry, bro.
I didn't know he was sick.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry about that. Let me say this one thing. I know I joked on Grampy in the past, but he was a funny dude. He was a funny old man. Sometimes I watch his show and I'll be laughing when he talk about Vaughn. Should be having me in tears sometimes. But you know, I wasn't friends with him.
Passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. I wasn't friends with him or anything like that. But you know, I hope he in my Christian belief, I hope he went to a better place and his family would definitely, you know, I hope everything is good with them too. And they get over this grief. So Hogtie, if you're still listening, so this what happened. Yeah. So he started making reaction videos towards me. And those were vicious videos. I mean, they was, oh my God, G-Man was saying all types of things. So eventually I was like, G-Man, you got to stop, or I got to stop. So G-Man told me I'm wrong for making videos against him from the beginning. You heard him on there talking about you used to dog me out. Yeah, because that was the plan, you dummy.
That was the plan.
The plan was for me to dog you out, infiltrate, and you get the information what they give me. But the problem is he's so emotional. So he came at my neck. It's so funny. So
yeah, I thought that you and G-Man didn't get along because of the disagreements about Shani and Rev.
No. That happened later. So he came at he came at my neck. So I was like, cool, I'm done with coming at you. I mean, you know, at first I was done with coming at him. I said, I'm done with coming at you. 2 weeks after I said I was done coming at you, he called me on the phone talking about, hey, you know, they're still talking about me. I said, yeah, man. He said, you know what you do? You should make a video about me and see what they say. I said, what the I said, okay, you know what? Let's do it. And then you know what happened, Loobis and Hogtie and the other guy?
He got pissed?
He got pissed at the video I made. It came at me again. It blocked me. This time he blocked me from he blocked me from everything. So I called him. I was like, G-Man, did you just block me? He was like, yeah, you challenging my Christianity. You saying this about me, you saying that about me. I'm like, G-Man, you told me to do this. You told me to do this. And then once after that, I realized, I said, damn, G-Man is lost. And then my wife, then the second thing was the money situation. G-Man was giving money to Indigo, Shani, and Rev, and you know, and I can't be giving you money for you telling me certain things about what's going on in your life, and then you turn around and give money to people. It's all good what you do with your money, but don't grift me. Don't say, hey, GP, I need money for this, and I give you money for that. The next thing I know, Shani and Rev is up there. God damn, thank you, G-Man. You know what I mean? It's like, nigga, I just gave, I'm sorry, excuse me, bro, I just gave you $35, $50. Why the fuck they smoking Delta 8? You get what I'm saying, Hogtie? So it was like, my wife was like, yo, you can't give that dude no more money because obviously it's not for him. So when I stopped giving him money, and I guess this is the biggest thing, he wanted me to help him buy the windows, the $200 windows. I would have did it for him because
windows for the house.
Yeah, for the house. I would have did that for him.
Also, real quick, GP from Tacit, another super chat. I'm a huge fan, GP. But you meant oh my God, I can't even read that word.
Reiterate.
What's that word?
Reiterate.
Oh, reiterate. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, reiterate. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm wrong.
Yeah. Thank you, Tacit. Thank you for pointing out GP's And mine's stupidity.
Yes, because you know we have our moments, Loobis. No, but that's what happened. So I stopped. I didn't want to get the windows no more because I'd be damned if I gave him money for most of the windows to put in, and he takes it back to Home Depot and give the money to Shanny and Rev. It was just so much that I was like,
in the form of drugs, yeah.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah,
yo,
by
you
the
know
way,
what?
I heard all that, and I was hanging on every word. I just realized I might have been unmuted while I briefly spoke with my wife. I thought I was good. Okay, cool.
We didn't
Yeah.
hear nothing.
No, I know what you mean about the difficulty about generosity, and it's funny. And this isn't even because of this recent thing. This has been going back a long time when I've been watching Gman pump money. I didn't even realize how much it was. I also didn't realize how much of it was not his own money. So he comes out now with GP's been funding them. The sister, the half sister's been funding, and anyway, it's crazy, right? So
his sister gave him money.
Yeah,
his
it's
sister
worse
gave
than
him
we thought.
money. It's worse. It's
worse
than
than we
man.
thought. So it's like, oof.
You think what you heard him say his half sister gave him money? He told me the amount that she helped him with, and they still didn't do nothing with it. You get what I'm saying?
I imagine it's worse. I mean, there was a time when I was kind of thinking about how could a person explain to G-Men about how it's not always the proper thing to do to just give somebody money. And the example I was thinking of was like, you imagine if you're with a group of people and you're in a desert and like you have excess water and like, people like to think of themselves that they're generous and helpful, so that if you were somewhere where you had water and somebody else had none, and I would actually give somebody half my water so that I was uncomfortable, as opposed to me being comfortable and them being actually sick. Right? That's what sacrifice means, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, suppose you gave Shani some of your water, knowing that now you don't have quite enough to get through your day, but you'll survive. And then you watch her take that water and just take one swig, spit it on the ground, and then pour the rest into the sand. And then you tell her, look, you can't do that. There's only so much water to go around. The next day you give her more water. She does the same thing again. And you start looking around and go, boy, there's 20 people in this group and not all of them have enough water. And I have only so much to pass around. And there's that one sow that whenever I give her some, she just dumps it into the sand. The right thing to do, the moral choice, is to stop giving her stuff. And I absolutely agree with you, GP. If there was any form that he could parlay any of that stuff into cash, he absolutely would. And he would show up at the house bragging about how he buys Delta 8 wholesale. What an awesome thing to be proud of, by the way, G-Man.
Yeah,
that's a drug. He a drug dealer. Because
and G-Man, what Hogtie did right there, that's called an analogy.
An analogy, which is, by the way, what I thought, there's no point never telling that to G-Man, because he'll pick up on one word and launch off into a random thing. Anyway, what the fuck am I thinking? Because it's an analogy. It's not going to make sense to him anyway.
Yeah.
So they didn't need water. It's like, what?
But the worst thing is that G-Man used to buy that Delta 8, and he used to, like he said, wholesale. He's right about that. I'm not going to knock him. He did. He used to have bags of it, but he used to drop it in front of him and tell him. And he used to tell him, like, which I got to trade for this. And I used to tell G-Man on the phone, like, yo, man, that's like some drug deal. Like, you like, even though it's legal, you're still doing like a drug deal for it. I said, why don't you just give it to him as a gift? He was like, nah, they got to give me something.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I got to go. I'll see you guys later.
Hey, Mini Heroes, good to see you again, buddy.
Good to see you. Good to see you guys. See you later.
Right, are you still playing guitar?
Yeah, still playing.
All right, good. Keep it up, kid.
All right, see you.
Yeah, have a great night.
So, yeah, have a good night.
I picked on him too much. I feel guilty.
Nice.
So
that's what G-Man didn't call him a butt wipe. At least he called him a butt wipe. I love that point. By the way, Loobis, there was at the point that I was leaving, because I was reaching for the hang up button, I was looking at the screen and I saw your reaction. I thought, now, how loudly / quietly do I say the word butt wipe?
Oh my God.
But
So hold on, let me ask you, Hog Tie Champ, what happened between you and G-Man? Why is he so hardcore against you?
Okay. Just for the context, what I said was true. He used to be a real gentle spirit. He used to love preaching the word, and he had good friendships. And he's, I'm going to say politely, he's simple. And if you understand what his specific cognitive deficit is, you can have a good friendship with G-Man. And it is true. He and I would talk for Skype on hours with other people coming and going. A lot of times it was just the two of us. There's a story that I like to tell of one time when I was on this drive, and it's up north. And I'm sorry, I'm not answering your question, but this is just such a funny thing. Is I'd parked, like I'd parked my car off the highway and went to the edge of the tree line, as a gentleman would, right? And then when I turned around and was zipping up, there was a bear at the trunk of my car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now when I say bear, I know people say, oh, the black bears, oh, they're cute. No, this was a grizzly. This was an actual grizzly bear, right? And I'm zipping up, and my phone was in there. So when and of course I was like, oh, I got to get some pictures. Oh, I can't even get pictures because my phone's in there. I just had to wait it out, right? When I finally got back in the car, Gman had invited a whole bunch of other people into the conversation. And they were after a time, they're like, well, where's Hogtie? What the hell happened to Hogtie? When I come back in, I told them, I said, no, there's an actual bear between me and the phone, and that's why I was on mute. And there's lots of other funny stories like that. We actually had a pretty good rapport, right? And he remembers this thing with this grizzly bear getting involved in our Skype call. And he's just, he's a neat guy. But as he got on YouTube, it got worse and worse and worse. And he doesn't like me. So to get to the point, he doesn't like being told that he's wrong about stuff. And there's several, I can't even tell you, GP, here's the thing that happened. We used to do these hangouts on air, including the Magic Sandwich Show. And probably the thing that really tipped us over to where we just couldn't speak anymore was he really wanted to bring his friend True Empiricism on the Magic Sandwich Show so that we could take down Aaron Ra. And that's the thing. Today, even when I show up, I say, hey, look, I got to go. Good night, everybody. Oh, I got to ask you, Hogtie. I got to ask you something. Okay, sure. Well, what about Aaron Ra? Or no, he says, your boy went into, I don't even know who he was talking about. Every time he sees me, he's got to be all about Aaron Ra. So anyway, he gets his buddy, True Empiricism, to come on the show. True Empiricism shows up an hour and a half late for a 2-hour show. We ended up having to extend it. And True Empiricism rage quit twice. He did so poorly in that show. He rage quit and then rejoined just so he could shout out loud and then rage quit a second time. So it's Magic Sandwich Show episode 88. I remember it because it was one of the goofiest, funniest things ever. But we embarrassed the hell out of them. Over the next 3 or 4 days, I remember, I think it was about 3 days, I actually went back and looked at the times of the videos. These two geniuses did 26 hours of whining over a 3-day period, just extended hangouts whining about this. And ever since then, I can't talk to Gman because as far as he's concerned, I'm part of some big atheist. It was a pro-science show, but he thinks I'm part of some big atheist conspiracy to, we hate God and we're trying to, take Bibles out of school and all this other stuff. So short, the answer, I cannot give you a specific event. This was the day it happened. It's Gman. Remember, Gman thinks the movie God is Dead is a documentary, right?
Yes.
So he now identifies me as an enemy, and he thinks that I think he's my enemy. I don't have enemies because I'm not 6, right? So that's just honestly, GP, that's just where the wheel stops spinning. I said stuff. I on air told him he was wrong about stuff. He can't cope with it. By the way, last time it happened, I know I was going to stop on that point, but for Aries 106 there to point out, never interrupt Hogtie. He did this one debate with this guy named Garfield who absolutely ran laps around G-Man, including things like talking about how the exodus of the Jews from enslavement in Egypt didn't really happen. This is Garfield's position. G-Man comes into an after show on, I think, Dragnuts or Steve McRae's channel. I can't remember which. But G-Man ends up going on to a whole thing about how this guy didn't know what he was talking about, and how there definitely is proof that the Jews were enslaved in Egypt because look at the pyramids. So all I said to G-Man was, there's no mention of the pyramids in the Bible. You're thinking of, he goes, yes, it's in there. I said, no, the pyramids are not mentioned in the Bible. The pyramids were started and finished before any part of the Bible was written. You're thinking of a Charlton Heston movies from the 1950s.
Oh my God! Don't tell me. No, Moses.
He says, yeah. So he says it's in. He goes, no, it's in the Bible. I said, where? And he said, I swear, this is literally what he said. I said, where is that in the Bible? He goes, I'm not at liberty to say.
He didn't say that.
He literally, word for word, I'm not at liberty to say. I'm asking. I didn't even ask him for chapter and verse. Just which book of the Bible was that in? But he was sure I was wrong about it. And then when you ask him, well, where in the Bible? Like, you just even tell me the name of the book. I'll go back and I'll flip through it right now to see where it mentions that the Egyptian pyramids were built by Hebrew slaves. Nope, I'm not at liberty to say, he says. And he was embarrassed by it. So I'm an enemy, I guess.
Oh my God. So that sounds just like him. That is you hit the hammer on the nail right there. That's G-Man 100%. And it's sad because he gonna find some type of excuse, or he gonna deflect from the truth of he's an asshole just like the rest of us. Yeah. Well, he became an asshole just like the rest of us.
No, he always was. If I always was, he always was.
No, I believe Hogtie Jim. He definitely G-Man in the beginning. I told you this, Loobis. I mean, we have our disagreements. He was always like a Kindle soul. He was a different person in the beginning of his YouTube career. I really believe when it comes to True Comparison and when it comes to like Jesus Lord, Pillbox, when he started really getting around guys like that, I think they changed G-Man. They changed his mindset on things because he started becoming more and more and more of the G-Man you see today. Because truthfully, True Comparison did tell G-Man that Hana was a spy for drag, and Hana was like one of G-Man's biggest supporters back then. You get what I'm saying? He actually he fed G-Man the seeds of doubt, and when you feed a mentally ill patient the seeds of doubt, it becomes it grows into the person you see today. So that's why G-Man
mentally ill is the key. Mentally ill is the key.
Yo, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but G-Man, my God, I'm gonna tell y'all something. And this is some more little tea. G-Man will fucking be on some James Bond super MI6 spy shit. He think people follow him around in the street. He would think, if he thinks that this is seriously, he thinks people will follow him around. So what he would do is he would take like 2 different trains or 2 different buses, or walk down the wrong street and then jog up the block and then take another, then walk down the street again. It's like he would go through all these, like, jump through all these hoops to try to, like, you know, lose people, like somebody's tailing him. And I had to tell him, I said, listen, bro, I don't really believe people telling you, like, no, Dragnet got people out here telling me. And he only do that in like public places, like places that when most of the well, there's a lot of people at, you know, like shopping, like little shopping areas and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of that stuff is due to and real quick from Monkey Man, you're an enemy the second you make him look stupid or let him make himself look stupid.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's 80%. I got to totally agree with you, GP, about the funny thing about his paranoia, and I do think people need to take sort of personal security seriously, especially when you're an internet person. I try to, as much as possible, give G-Man the benefit of the doubt. But here's the thing. It's like I was saying before about blacklisting and whitelisting people, right? G-Man is selectively paranoid, right? Yes. Something happens at his house, and immediately it was Dragnet who sent somebody over. You know, like if one of the numbers fell off his house, well, it was Dragnet, you know, calling out orders for people to go unscrew the numbers off his house. By the way, I hope the numbers have never fallen off his house, because me saying this on the air right now is totally going to, G-Man right now is going to set up a camera pointed at those numbers. It's like, Hogtie tipped his hand where they're sending somebody to unscrew the numbers off my house, you know, because he's paranoid about everything, and every little thing that goes wrong, it's Dragnet, you know. But here's the thing. He cannot muster even slight suspicion for the people like Von Helton has never told a fib, right? And Von Helton's not even a Christian. Von Helton is so decisively anti-Christian, but he buys into the paranoia, right? Anybody who's willing to buy into G-Man's paranoia, you're on the inside track. Nothing you say. So for example, let's suppose you somehow hijack a recording off of one of G-Man's devices, right? Well, now GP's my enemy, so I'm going to blame GP for that. But the person who actually did it somehow isn't even slightly suspected. He's selective, like an idiot.
Yeah. Wow, that's perfect. You analyzed that perfectly, because he's definitely like that. That's why he blames me for the recording I never had. You're right. He recorded it and blamed me for it. I still laugh about that.
That's right. He recorded it.
It blames me for it.
When I watched that go on, when you went in and talked to him, and like you kept pointing out, look, G-Man, there were two people in that call. You know of exactly one person who recorded the call. I get you suspect I recorded it as well, but I'm telling you I didn't record it. So maybe you don't know. But the one thing you do know is that you did record the thing. So open up your mind and think about other ways that recording. But nope, can't do it. And even today, when I said, who made a recording of that call? Well, all of a sudden now he's got to talk about 17 other things because he can't just say, yes, I made a recording of the call. Can't say it.
Hawkeye, you forgetting one thing. I mean, you probably don't know this, but when he first said who made a recording of the call, who well, it was four of us. Who the four people who he named, Loobis, that had a recording of that call?
Yeah, G-Man, GP, or the two people he kicked out, Shani and Rev.
That's what he said, Hawkeye. He said GP had what I had the. I said GP has a recording. I have the recording. He said, and Shani and Rev has the recording.
What? When did he say that?
Tonight? Did he not say that, Loobis?
Yeah, he said that.
No, not tonight. He said that in the previous video.
No. Oh, okay. Well, then I missed it. Okay, sorry. You're confusing me. I asked him a question tonight. I did not hear him. He said you made the record. He said that you made the recording. Are you saying there was a tonight and I missed it, or are you saying it was?
No. This is a video. This is a video when the recording first came out, and he saw blaming me, and he saw saying that I gave the recording out, and he used this excuse. He said only people that has a recording is GP, me, Shani, and Rev.
Unbelievable. So he said it out loud?
Yeah. And so clearly GP gave that to Dragnet. Clearly.
And he doesn't even suspect them. So he said out loud. It's not even that he doubts when you guys say, well, maybe Shani and Rev had a copy. You're saying he's admitted that, and yet somehow that light bulb doesn't fizzle on. That the people who call him the N-word repeatedly and are dishonest, like scheming, that somehow they might, I can't even, brain broke.
Tacit, another super chat, thank you. When he was married, he was happy. Watch the videos.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But yeah. No, Hawkeye Champ, thank you. Hawkeye Champ, he definitely admitted to that in one of the videos. When he's going out burnt toast, and he's saying, I think it was burnt toast activates Gentleman Pioneer. That's the video. Go back and look at that. And he admits that only people that has that recorded is me, him, Shani, and Rev. And it's so sad because he used to tell me, and it's on my recordings, and I said it publicly to him, how the fuck you leave your phone around Shani and Rev? He used to say, I leave my phone around Shani and Rev and go to another part of the house. I go do other things, or I fall asleep on the couch, and I can leave my phone right there, and they never do nothing. And I kept telling G-Man, why are you leaving your phone around them? Didn't you have a problem with leaving your phone around other people, and you said they stole it? So why would you trust them all of a sudden? Shani and Rev never touched my phone. Am I wrong, Loobis?
Yeah, and that's how they got the recording. I mean, that's the only way they would have gotten it. So what GP should have said is that it's not that Shani and Rev had a recording. It's that Shani and Rev would have had access to a recording, meaning G-Man's phone. So when G-Man said the only people who could have this is me, GP, Shani, and Rev. So GP gave this recording to Drag. Mm-hmm. When he would say, I leave my phone around, and you already know how Shani and Rev are, or how Shani is, So
Shani probably have, and then if you listen to the recording, it sounds like, and that's why I give a shout out to Carnivorous Ape on it, because he pointed this out. It sounds like somebody is recording it with another phone or another device, and the recording is on speaker. You get what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like, and it's like.
So if they were playing it and then recording it with their other phone,
and recording with their own phone. That's what it sounds like. And I give this Carnivorous Ape brought this out to light. So that's why I told G-Man, yo, you got to check your friends because you are the only one with that recording. And G-Man got so upset. You know why G-Man is honestly upset? Because he's wrong. And he don't want to admit it's wrong. So he's going to stay on the narrative that I did it. Which, cool. I can hold that down because we're not friends. But all this, I'm innocent. I just came to the light because Shani and Rev is a bad person. Save me that bullshit because even in that recording that you gave, that either you or Shanny and Rev gave to them, you already beefing with them. You already saying you're not gonna pay the $900 for water and gas and electricity. You already told me even more shit than that. So you would tell me in the back scenes how nasty these people are, but yet you would go on and tell me I'm not a Christian for going to meet them or for hearing them out because you hate drag. That's the problem I have with Gman at when it came to Shanny and Rev. Even though I may not be the type of person, a good Christian as he want me to be, I'm not gonna defend people knowing that their actions are what the atheists are saying. The atheists is saying these people do A, B, and C. I know this is true because you tell me this is true, G-Man. But you turn around and you tell me I'm wrong. GP, you're wrong for not going to meet them. It's like it's just so much controversy and bullshit. Hogside champ, you'd be surprised. And I had to hold all that back because if I came out with it, then I would be a bad friend at the time, right, Loobis? Yeah. So I had to sit there with this knowledge of G-Man. You know they nasty because you explained this to me. G-Man, you told me that the cats peed not only in the hallways, they peed on the stairs, they peed in the room, they peed on the tables. He told me all of this. G-Man, you told me that Shanny and Rev did. You even offered them jobs. You did everything. They told you they would not do nothing. You supposed to help them out. That was your promise. You told me that they was in a domestic violence relationship, that Shanny would hit Rev and Rev would hit Shanny. He told me this. You know how much information, like I said, if I really wanted drag, listen, I had enough material on my recordings for drag to play until 2024. Am I lying, Loobis? There's enough on my recordings. Drag can have material. He don't have to have no other material from Shanny and Rev. Just listen to my recordings alone. He could break that down with last 2024 easily.
Yeah, something you said in there, GP, reminded me of something that actually angered me. And I have to remind myself of this once in a while. Every once in a while, I get kind of a soft spot in my heart for G-Man. I think it's a soft spot in my head for G-Man. And then I remember the reason why I don't reach out to him like I reached out to him tonight. It's not just because he's not a good listener. I've been able to work through that. Like I say, we used to be able to talk and people say, oh, G-Man doesn't learn, G-Man doesn't learn. G-Man's specific, I'm not going to get too much, but just to give people a tip, G-Man's specific cognitive deficit in part involves impulse control. And when he's calm, he can learn things. It requires some patience and some repetition. But when he is motivated to learn something and he can stay calm, he can learn. It seeps through slowly. But when he gets emotional, he cannot learn. And I'm talking about the functioning of the brain. Physically, he cannot learn things. So anyway, I do kind of sometimes, if I think I can talk to him when he's calm, but then I remember something. Aside from whatever cognitive deficit he has, he's a fucking asshole. And his little stories like that GP reminded me. And that was, I have a friend, you might know that I have a friend. A lot of people here know this guy, Gus Belanger. What a nice guy. He's funny. And one of the nicest things about Gus Belanger is he's honest with people. He's brutally honest in a hilarious, cutting sort of way. He won't let you get away with shit. He tells you how it is. There's a pretty famous clip of him going off on Darth Dawkins for like an hour, and it's awesome. He's just such an honest, solid guy, you know. But he's been in a hospital in Ontario for, I think it's coming up on 3 years. It was pre-COVID, right? And Hannah organized, so you know, Hannah has been a friend of G-Man for a long time. Hannah, organized a sort of a fundraiser to help Gus while he was in the hospital because, of course, he still has bills and stuff. Well, G-Man and Hannah got into a fight about something. And then G-Man, was publicly embarrassed about something, just like Carnivorous Ape pointed out. And G-Man lost his mind. And G-Man's way of lashing out, as you know, G-Man is the master of lashing out randomly at people when he's upset with a particular person, was he told people. So G-Man actually participated in the fundraiser. But it went like this. It was like, hey, G-Man, you want to participate in this show, in this hangout we're doing? It's going to be a fundraiser. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, it's a fundraiser for Gus. Yeah, I'll do it. He didn't give a shit who or what the fundraiser was about. He just wanted his face on YouTube. So he did the fundraiser. And then right afterwards, he got in a fight with Hannah and told people that they were running a criminal scam. Now remember, for Hannah, an American citizen, an American citizen, for her to use the internet to defraud people is a federal crime in the U.S. Just doesn't care because he's in a Canadian hospital. But G-Man, he told people not to donate, and at the same time, and ever since this fundraiser, G-Man will throw out his own shoulder by patting himself on the back for how, I did this fundraiser. I helped people who are in the hospital, did a fundraiser. Bullshit. He showed up, ran his mouth like an idiot, which actually is a pretty good fundraiser move. Getting G-Man to run his mouth like an idiot actually generates some funds.
Yeah, it made other people give money.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He didn't donate a penny himself. Then he spent the next year going out and telling people, never donate to Gus. That's a scam. It's a fraud. And Hannah stole my phone. And the only way she makes her money is defrauding people on the internet. And every time I think about that, I just see red. I don't get emotional about G-Man. This is one topic where I think, fuck that guy. It genuinely makes me angry that he did that.
Yeah. You forget why you hate him or like why you don't like him so much. I know what you mean.
I don't quite hate him, but yeah, I'm angry. I've been angry with him, but I don't hate the guy.
Yeah. But it's like you forget how much of an asshole he is. And yeah, you kind of like, oh man, come on, let me like try to reach out, and then he'll do something like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, no,
freaking Icon. The question I've had for years is, does this idiot not use a password? And then freaking Volt Tackle, Macho Man Elbow is his password. I thought that was funny.
Listen, G-Man, I don't even know what's up with the phone situation. I mean, I know his version. I don't know if you was there with them Hog Time, that meetup. Was you?
No, it was the other white guy.
No, yeah, it's the other white guy. Yeah, no, sorry, I do have to step back in the house again, so I'm going to have to mute for a little while. And I know you're not asking for the full details on it, but I was I actually didn't go. It sort of came at a bad time for me. Plus, then we ended up getting a house. And so when the trip was scheduled was for when we were moving from one house to another. So for me to go on that trip, it would have been super shitty because I'd have stuck my wife with all that stuff. So I told them no. And Hannah called me up. Redline called me up. Fiona called me up. Like a lot of people, like, you got to go. And as I would say, look, it's just the timing. I just really can't. And then I would say to them, by the way, I have some concern about meeting G-Man. And I was quite happy to meet him, but I told every one of them, you got to have some ground rules. Fiona tells me, I'm sorry, GP, please don't lose your thought. I know I'm now interrupting you, but Fiona says, because he would say that Fiona didn't really have a PhD. So she said, when I meet him, I'm going to show him my cert card. Right? A lot of PhD holders, depending on where you were. Anyway, it's a card. It's a card that proves you have a PhD. So she said, I said, don't you do that, Fiona. If you show him a card of your ID, it will come back to bite you. Now, how many times have you guys heard that about how Fiona came up and showed this ID, and it was probably fake anyway? Anyway, sort of.
That's right.
Very wordy answer to things.
Yeah, no, it came up.
I was looking forward to meeting him, but I'm really, really glad I didn't.
No, the only reason I'm asking that because if you did, you would probably been blamed too for the whole phone situation.
Yeah. And for that phone thing, you heard G-Man's story about that, how at some point everyone stole it. Okay. Now let's think about what sounds more reasonable. I remember the other story I heard was, a bunch of us were hanging out, and so we wouldn't lose our stuff, someone gathered everything and shoved it in one of the rooms so that, you don't lose your wallet. You will gather it out, shoved it in a room. And then that's when G-Man, his phone was missing. And then we're looking. G-Man always talks about this phone being stolen, right? Well, we found it. He got the phone back, right? And what was the explanation? You know what? It must have gotten mixed up by mistake because I gathered everything up and I threw it up in the room. Now, what the hell makes more sense? That or no, they fucking stole it so that in a matter of seconds they could get some number off the phone and get my what information? What information? What pictures? What? So that's it.
You know what? I agree with you, Loobis. It's more reasonable to say that G-Man put his phone with the others, or
someone gathered by mistake.
If somebody gathered
everything, the purses and the jackets and all that.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's definitely more reason. That's just a smart thing to think about. But I'm be honest, Hog Tie Champ made a very good point. You do feel a little bad for him. Like sometimes I see him going to rant, I do feel a little bad. I said, damn, I feel a little bad. And I just want to go in there and talk to him, like, hey, bro. Or so I'll be honest with you, I got his number blocked, but on my phone. So sometimes I be wanting to call him up and go, yeah, man, how you doing, man? What's really going on? But then once I pick up the phone and be like about the dial number, I remember this man
Oh, this guy.
is an asshole for real.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy that would. I'm talking about right now. He's the guy, the man he became. He would do anything to hurt you. You get what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
would
oh
do
yeah,
anything.
he's malicious.
Mhm.
He's malicious. That's what I say. He lashes out. By the way, the phone story dumber than your retelling. So how the phones actually got mixed up. So what it was they were kind of spread out. They went to the lobby. This sort of hotel has a big open concept lobby, and even when you're on the second floor, there's a little railing, and you can kind of look down over the thing. And they were set up kind of in different areas. So a lot of the stuff was spread out. G-Man was not near his phone for the following reason: because he was running around like a fucking child. That's
Yeah.
the reason. And everybody who was there will tell you that's what he was doing. And the reason I say like a child was because at one point, one of the hotel staff came over and told them, some people are complaining. I know he's having fun, but can you please tell your child to settle down? He's making too much noise. Literally told the people who were gathered, your child is making too much noise running around. So then they got a second warning, and they finally said, okay, oh, damn it, I forgot to say. What happened was they were doing a TST, Talking Shit Tuesday, a show used to be hosted by JD Kane.
Mhm.
JD Kane was there. So they were doing the TST broadcast. Instead of usually we do it from our separate locations, they were doing it all from this hotel lobby, kind of spread out from each other. And you can't sit side by side because otherwise your sound gets into everybody else, blah, blah, blah. So they were spread out. Well, after the second warning, they said, okay, we're pissing off the patrons. The staff is starting to deal with us. So let's go to our rooms and we'll finish the broadcast from the rooms. If you watch that episode of TST, you will hear moments when the show gets interrupted. There's one point where JD's like looking over his shoulder and he's like, okay, yeah, okay. And then he tells me, okay, guys, we got to go. And they start gathering up their stuff. But they're on air when this happens. So the whole thing about G-Man getting his phone stolen secretly, it happened while they were on air on TST. And it happened precisely because he was running around like a child, their words, not mine. Bunch of stuff gets gathered up. It goes to one of the rooms. G-Man gets scooped up in this mass. Like I think it was Hana actually just picked up a bunch of chargers and phones.
Yeah, just all the stuff that was laying around so it doesn't get lost.
Right. So then she says, and this is important, when he's like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? And he's asking all these people. None of them knew where it was. When he finally bumps into Hana, where's my phone? Where's my phone? She goes, oh, I don't know. You know what? I grabbed a bunch of stuff like phones and chargers. Maybe it's in that room. So she took him over and said, are any of these yours? He says, yeah, that's mine. And he was appreciative. He said, thank you. And it was all cool. But later when he got mad at them, all of a sudden, that's when the story brewed about them stealing the phone. And the reason I mentioned the thing about Hana saying, well, maybe was because as G-Man retells the story, and he did it again tonight, he will always tell you, the Loobis audience, listen to this. He will always tell you, one of them admitted it. One of them confessed, I stole your phone.
Yes.
That's not true. Yeah. He said, do you know where it is? And she said, I don't know. Maybe it's amongst the pile of stuff. I scooped it up. Let's go look at it. Are any of these yours? Oh, cool. That's mine. Thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah, that part I didn't hear. That where she took him and said, is it here? He said, yeah, there it is. So, okay, yeah. So the story, I said, damn, that almost makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I heard that part. And then, it's so funny, not to cut a Hog Tie Champ off, but they do actually have footage of G-Man standing up, like, I think it was like upstairs, looking over.
Yeah, running around.
Yeah, they have footage of him looking over the rails, yelling down, looking over the balcony, yelling down at people. Like, they actually have him acting like a fool. So, G-Man, he's just got to hold that. But the thing is, G-Man did not say somebody admitted. He said Reg Rhetoric. Am I saying it right? Reg Rhetoric. He said that he apologized. He said G-Man told me he called him and said, hey, I'm sorry. You are right. They did try to take your phone.
No. Reg Rhetoric did apologize for something that I don't want to go into because it'll make your show a little sad. He's gone through some tough times and he did some stuff that he's not proud of and he's apologized for it. Story's done. It had nothing to do with him admitting that he was any part of any conspiracy, effective or otherwise, to steal his phone and hack into his phone. No such admission or apology was ever made for that. That is a lie from Gman. Yes, there's a kernel of truth. There was an apology that Reds had delivered to a number of people who he felt was appropriate to apologize for. And I promise you, it had nothing to do with anybody's phone.
So G-Man just lying off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Also, yeah, and number B, fuck that guy. Again, I'm getting upset about it because I kind of get what was up with Reds at the time. And you know, people go through struggles in life, and you should have a bit of compassion. And to take that guy's struggle and his efforts to kind of rise above it and be a better person, to take that and turn it into your own selfish thing about how you think that that's somehow proof for this bullshit false accusation you've been telling for years. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
No, oh my God. I'm just thinking about it. He actually said that. He actually said that Reg Rhetoric apologized to him personally. And now what you saying makes perfect sense. Because when I listened to that story, other people said that there was something personal between Rez Reddick. And I don't want to go in it either. But hearing what other people said and what you said, it matches. It's perfectly fucking matches. Wow. So G-Man, wow. He tried to capitalize off of somebody else's pain. That's fucked up. Loobis, man. I don't know, man. This really starting to piss me off because
G-Man is a fucking awful person. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, look, listen to what the white guy says. Hey, you know?
Who's the white guy? What's the white guy say?
Uptight, you know? Don't live in the
Wow. I'm just sitting here like I'm actually like stunned because this asshole really tried to capitalize off somebody making a so funny. I told him, I said, G-Man, if Rez Rhetoric admitted to that, right? That's evidence. Why don't you call him on your show? Call him on your show and have him, like, he already apologized. So you said you recorded it. Call him on your show. But like, hey, man, come on my show and let these people know what really happened. So I won't be a liar.
Mm-hmm.
He never did it. He never called. He never did it. He kept telling me, it was excuse after excuse. Oh, I don't know if I could get him on the show. I don't know about this. And I kept saying, yo, you need to, because you just making false accusations now. You need to get that guy on your show so he could, since he was one of the main suspects, he could definitely clear up a lot of issues, like a lot of concerns and everything. He could clear your name, basically.
Yeah. And but also for Rhetoric, he was the first person that I personally had heard say that he wasn't going to engage with G-Man because he said, he could tolerate stupidity. Okay. One thing he wanted nothing to do with was crazy. And he thought G-Man might be crazy.
Wow.
And he was done. And I have never seen him in this little circle again. He was the first one I ever heard say, I think this guy's actually crazy and I want nothing to do with that. And he left. Now you see him on the Flat Earth stuff, but here in this, you never see him here anymore,
Wow. So Hogchamp, you've been around for a long time against talking with Jimmy and dealing with him. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You've been around since the beginning.
Yeah. If you were to see him live and compare him to that picture, you'll realize how long it's been because my brother has aged.
Oh my God, he's been around for a long time. That's cool though, because it's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. I know it must have took a lot to sit in that room and try to talk to G-Man.
Yeah, I know Hawkeye's on mute right now because he's probably doing something with his family right now. Yeah. So that's why he's muted. But
I'm saying it took a lot for him to sit down there and talk with G-Man after all the emotions that he went through with G-Man. Like the G-Man doing all these things towards the people he's cool with, the people he actually enjoys. And Gman just using them. Like I can see how
one thing with Hogtie that always did make me laugh, because you've never really like seen Hogtie or talked to him that much. He was always a nice guy. Like you said, like he was more like in the back in the day stuff. He was more about like this, like spreading science, not like talking like stupid Christians. That wasn't his thing, right? But there was a debate he had with Gman once, right? That I thought was so funny. So they're having the debate, right? And so each of them are taking their turns. And so Hogtie's talking, right? And so he's obviously looking at the camera, right? And I don't know if by accident or what, but he didn't bring Gman up on the screen. Usually you'll see both persons, right? So all you see is Hogtie. And so he's there talking, right? And I remember seeing Hogtie, like he's like, yeah, so blah 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 blah. Fuck you, Gman. Right? And then I was like, what? And then it's because Gman was making one of those faces, but we didn't see it. So so I already knew Gman was probably doing one of these like, one of these like I'm not listening things. So he's talking and then fuck you, Gman. And then I think Gman like, what? So, you're making that whatever. But I thought that shit was funny because I knew exactly when he said that. I already knew what it was. It was like, oh, okay. so because you couldn't see Gman, so he's talking completely normal, completely like, oh yeah, so we're blah blah. Fuck you, Gman. It was like, what happened? And then you were like, oh, he was making one of those I'm not listening faces. Yeah.
Hey, Say, why don't you come up here, man? This is an open stream. This is the after show of Gman. I want all the smoke.
He put the link out again, I guess.
He did. He got all the smoke he want. And now, since he unblocked everybody, I'm the first person blocked.
Blocked right? Again.
Yeah, I'm the first person blocked again. So
permanently.
He always permanently block all of us. He permanently blocked you. He permanently blocked Drag. He permanently blocked everybody. So that's, it is what it is. So I guess you won't be seeing me on Gman channel no more because I'm blocked.
Let's see. LOL, I've forgotten that. Yeah, Gman went full Gman in that discussion. Yeah, Hogtie, you remember that, right? So it's like I don't know if you'd forgotten to put him on the screen or if he just wasn't, but obviously you could see him, but we couldn't. And you reacted to his "I'm not paying attention" face.
Yeah, and it's sad though, man. It's so sad. It is so sad, man. I sometimes I have to sit back and go, at 50 years old, you just a mess. Yeah. Like it's nothing about his life that's together. I'm sorry. I know people gonna be like, oh, this fucked up, GP.
Oh yeah, there's nothing great about his life is his life. Like, okay, Shanny's life is a disaster. Okay, G-Man's life just sucks. It's like, not. He doesn't drive. I still don't know why he doesn't drive. But I.
Would you really want that down the road? That down the road. I'm happy he don't drive.
Why doesn't he have a bank account? That I don't understand. Why don't you have a bank account? Shit. So.
You know why he don't have a bank account? Because the Dragoons. It's all the Dragoons.
We'll hack them. Yeah.
They find out you have a bank account, they're gonna get all the information. Somebody work in the bank, like the bank manager or accountant, they're gonna drag all his bank information. So that's
I know. Yeah, like that will be of any good to us.
Like come on, G-Man.
Oh, and also okay, so with that stealing phone thing, and they hacked my phone, right? His because it just reminded me of this right now. How his reasoning for this is because these atheists know personal information from me, right? So it must be when this thing happened and they hacked my phone, right? Yeah. And so what information was it they had? Oh, where he works, where he lives. Oh, yeah, you mean because he would film outside of his work, because he would film outside of his house, and these assholes said, oh, look, I can see his address, So what's up, Monkey Man?
Oh, not a whole lot. I'm in the truck tonight.
Is that your truck? It looks like What's that back right there? Looks like wood.
This right here.
Yeah.
That's just the back wall of the sleeper.
Oh.
I've got the curtains up.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're in the front seat right now.
Yeah, I usually sit in the driver's seat for a while.
Oh, okay, cool. Word up.
What's going
Nice.
on, eh?
Not a whole lot.
Mm. Man, you caught that Gman stream. I know you did, man. Oh
No, I don't watch Gman anymore.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, you
Yeah, 'cause
said
he's
that.
better than us.
Yeah, you said no. He actually said that he stopped. The last time we had a conversation, I was on your channel. Whenever they did say that he was done with G, he said, "G-Man, it's the last time I'm interact with you."
No, the only time I bother watching him is if somebody sends me something saying that he's being stupid again, and it pertains to me.
Oh,
Where are you right now?
I'm about an hour and a half south of Todd right now.
Oh, okay. South of what?
Todd.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Man, well, I know you was listening to us. What's your thoughts on all this, man? Because I know you had some comments in the comment section, but what's your thoughts on it, man? Because you are a great assessment when it comes to G-Man. You know how to assess that man perfectly.
G-Man is definitely he's not being honest about a lot of the things that he's saying. He's trying to blame Shani and Rev for absolutely everything while trying to keep himself in a better light. And the problem is it's actually gonna backfire on him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah,
because all of these things that he's admitting to that have happened months ago, he's basically just admitting that he's known about it. He's been actively defending them, and at the same time, blaming us while not having reported child abuse or spousal abuse or anything like that. So that just makes him look even worse.
Yeah. And you know what? And also, I could even give him, if you were to say, you know what, I'm staying out of it though. They have to deal with that themselves. I would even give him that, but it was because he said, I care about the kids and you guys don't.
Yep.
You know, it's because he would make that claim, and him letting all this shit out of the bag is proof. It's like, bro, you're a real piece of shit now, dude, because you clearly didn't give a fuck about those kids, you know? Yep. So yeah, he's looking real bad. Yeah.
Very bad. Now, see, this is just G-Man stupidity. He really believes, and I don't know if y'all agree with me, but he believes he's innocent. He actually believes that he didn't do nothing wrong. Do you think so? Do y'all agree with that?
Partly because he's still denying shit. Like Monkey Man said, he's trying to word it in a way to protect himself. So that means he knows he was doing shit that wasn't cool.
Okay, so the better terminology is he don't believe he didn't do nothing wrong. He's trying to make himself look like he didn't do nothing wrong. He's trying, like whatever you said, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you? This is an honest question for everybody. Do you honestly believe G-Man cared about those children?
No.
I really want to know your opinion.
Not one bit.
No.
Exactly. And me talking with G-Man this whole time, personally, it didn't. Not personally, but I don't believe so either, because from day one when they moved in, G-Man was trying to get him out.
Yeah.
That's why he told him, you're only going to be here for a couple of months, because he was trying to get him out. And
if he didn't care about those kids, that would be okay. There would be nothing wrong with him saying, I don't care about those kids. They're not my kids. There would be nothing wrong with that. But it's because he was saying he does care about those kids. That's what makes it worse. Yeah, because then it's like, no, dude, you actually didn't give a fuck about those kids, So
he didn't give one fuck about them. He didn't.
Yeah.
I think that he took advantage of the situation and to claim that he cared about them, just so he could claim that us evil atheists didn't.
Yeah. So because we were taking money out of their pockets or whatever,
I find that to be absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I asked Shani once to share a GoFundMe for a friend of mine, and I was specifically told to fuck off.
Yeah.
And and that was, you know, a year and a half, or no, sorry, that was like a year and a half before they moved out of Colorado. But like, the only time I ever really paid too much attention to them was like back when Reb did the chip challenge. I was desperately trying to get seen in the comments because it was like, dude, Reb, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to, you know, the stomach cramps are going to be coming here in about a half hour. You are going to throw up, because I just from his reactions and my experience with spice, I knew what was going to happen. And
Eating that
it was like
spicy chip challenge, right?
Oh yeah, I've got one of those at home sitting there. But
white people,
and that was the fucked up thing. Is he ate one that was like 2 years old. Because he ate the 2018 version. I had the 2021 version last year, and I've got the 2022 version that turns your tongue blue sitting at home waiting for me.
GP, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, who the fuck cares? That's what you're thinking.
No. I'm thinking like, why would Red put himself through that?
Thinking, why do white people do this shit?
Well, Cornelius Ape ain't 100% white. So.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm not 100% white, but like Rev is mayonnaise is spicy white. So
no, but I just had to ask that question, and you know what's so funny? Gman don't even know that Rev had an OnlyFans busting his ass open.
Oh,
he don't even know that. Gman, see, that's what I'm saying. Gman.
Oh my god.
When I told Gman that on the phone, Gman was like, "You're lying. That you got the information from the atheist." I said, "Bro, I never seen it, but there is videos out there of Rev doing that."
Spreading his ass open, dude.
Lying, huh?
I have blocked 3 people in Discord for sending me that fucking picture of the asshole with googly eyes on it.
Dude, what? I've never seen any of those videos.
Just yesterday. Oh, they're all awful. Just yesterday, I had somebody describe to me something that involved his butt and soap bubbles. That,
yes.
You know how soap bubbles are sort of swirly, multicolored? Apparently, they weren't multicolored. I don't even I don't need that in my life. I don't need whatever. But
that's the fucked up thing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, do the fucked up thing, and then I want to cycle back to something you said a minute ago.
No, I was gonna say that's the fucked up thing is they took that picture and made a face out of it.
Oh my god!
And like I said, I've like a big old nose and googly eyes, and like I said, I blocked 3 people for sending me that damn picture.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Well, on a more serious note, there's something that you said a minute ago, Carnivorous Ape, that made me sort of jog out. And by the way, the garage isn't attached to the house. Like I actually have to go some distance on the property to get to the other building. But it was something you said was pretty cool. And it was about how it's definitely not G-Man's fault. Well, nothing's ever G-Man's fault. You ever notice G-Man has 3 levels of defense. So if it's an accusation, he doesn't know what you're talking about. Well, I didn't do that. And then once he does know what you're talking about, and he knows that he is actually guilty of it, he then shifts to level 2, which is, well, you can't prove it. Where's your evidence? Right? And then when he knows that he's guilty of it, and he knows you have evidence for it that you're about to show, he goes to level 3, which is, did I ever say I'm a good person? None of us are perfect. Jesus, Romans 3:23. Oh, I'll fall short of the glory. Right? Like, it doesn't matter what he does. It's just all of a sudden, no, I never said I was perfect. Okay, so you admit it that you did it? No, you're not admitting it. You're just talking constantly, like a fucking screaming cloud.
Dude, I never said I was a good person. No, I was a good
dude, you know what? This is the thing that I will give G-Man, and this is just from years of experience. He has an answer for everything. You could throw anything at him, and he will have an answer for it. It may be a stupid one, but you won't stump him. You know, freaking his years of getting his ass kicked. He'll have an answer for everything.
No, I got this.
Unless it's responding to a challenge.
I got to disagree with you on that. I really do, because G-Man has an answer for everything when it comes to people he don't like. But when it comes to his friends, like the people he holds dear to his heart, if they say something about him, oh my God, he be stuck on stupid. You can see it on his face. It seemed like a level of betrayal was on his face. He's looking at him like, I'm going to get you. Like Rebecca came in the room and admitted that you was right. G-Man face dropped. He was not expecting Vecco to say that.
I wasn't expecting him either. I was like, oh shit.
G-Man said, holy shit, I got to get Vecco back for this. But he was totally quiet. He was totally silent. So that's when all his defenses drop, when he feel like he's being betrayed by a friend. That's the truth. I can't get no more realer than that.
Well, Beckel's being honest.
He wasn't
I was going to say.
to.
I was going to say that the only other situation I can think of is when it's in response to a challenge.
Yeah.
Because when he apparently he's waiting on Veckel for the lyrics to his diss rap for you and Todd. You guys responded to an open-ended challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I believe mine was a direct challenge, and he's completely dismissing that.
Oh my god, I hate that. You just brought in my mind. Come never say you just put in my mind just now. I hate when this motherfucker does this. I hate when he dead ass wrong and he put that challenge out there talking about. You know what? I give anybody $1,000 if they can prove this about me. And then motherfuckers go prove it about him. Like, hey, I got a video. No, that's no. You clout chasing. No, you're this. You're that.
You're moving the goalpost.
You're moving the goalpost. It's like those. Oh my god! I'm on Black Guy TV. And this, we don't be having our little situation, but G-Man put out something. He was like, I give somebody $50 if they can show me where I cursed on where I cursed ever on YouTube or anything. And I think it was Perilla Time showed a clip of him cursing, and he was like, "Oh no, that was he had it was so wild excuse. It was like it was disregarded." And Black Guy TV was like, "So where the $50 at? We got you.
Yeah, I believe that one was he said, I said you totally suck, and it was like, no, that was clearly you're totally fucked.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've never heard you even say the F word.
Oh yeah.
That hard.
Really?
Yeah, he was doing this weird rap battle with Evangelist Ken.
Oh, does he say the F word in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said you're totally fucked.
Oh, okay. I know which song you're talking about. I never heard it though. Okay. I mean, like I'll have to listen again. All right.
He's not trying to give up that $50 though.
Where my $50?
We leave that. But that's important. That's one thing I always told G-Man. I said, why you make these crazy challenges that you could be proven wrong? Like it was one challenge. He was like, I give anybody $1,000 if they can prove that I'm gay. Like G-Man. How are we gonna prove that? You know what I mean? Like G-Man, we could speculate, we could go by what you say, but unless you take a dude to the back, unless somebody go undercover and take the L for the team, nobody can prove that.
I'll take the loss, guys.
Yeah, I take the loss. I should be that G-Man gay. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can prove it.
Like, come out. He's gay.
Yeah, he's gay. I got the whole thing on tape. You know what I mean? He kept insisting on this type of muscle relaxer on my back. I don't know why. But G-Man, that's what I'm saying. That's what I always told G-Man. He was like, because they always call me gay. Yeah, when you have gay thoughts, you got to pray away. That's pretty much say you gay, man. That's You know what I like. You know, I don't say this guy name that much, but Fat Fatag made that video with him. You know what, Fat Fatag? Even if you don't like me, kid, I love that video you made where you put the face. It's like a Law and Order video. He got IC face. I don't know who face he have on IC.
I
face. Yeah. And the guy said, "I got news for you. That means you're gay." And I kept thinking, and every time he says that, when G-Man say, "I pray away gay thoughts," on a daily basis, I want to just pop out of nowhere and look G-Man in the face and say, "I got news for you, G-Man. That means you're gay." I want to do it so badly in person. So, yo, I'm telling you, but you know, but when you meet G-Man in person, it's like meeting a 13-year-old kid at the park. You know, like an 8-year-old kid at one of those playgrounds. He want to climb. He want to run around the corner.
Weird,
it's
huh?
Just weird, bro. It was weird. You know, I'm not saying I'm I don't like to, run around and stuff.
Which is weird for me because if anybody ever met me in person, you swear I'm a big giant kid. I'm like a big giant 10-year-old if you ever meet me in person.
Bro, when you meet somebody, no, but that's true. He was not lying about that. The man gave me his phone and ran around the corner. I said, what the fuck is this? You get what I'm saying? He was like, oh, GP. He ran back and said, GP, see, I can say something and I can't do nothing with nobody else, though people stole my phone. I said, so you gave me your phone just to show me that I won't go through your phone? Like, it's just so crazy. That's why when it comes to G-Man, it's like your little brother. I know he's older than me, but it's like your little brother in the house that he just can't just get right. No matter how much you try to help him, he just can't get right. He always make the wrong choices. You get what I mean?
Yeah, and so GP, so meeting G-Man is like meeting a 13-year-old at the park. Hogtie Champ, I wouldn't know. I don't meet 13-year-olds at the park.
Yeah, no, because I have kids. I have a 13-year-old, I have a 15-year-old, 6-year-old, and I have a little kid and a baby. So
I've got a 13 and a 15-year-old.
Yeah, so when they go to the park and they super cool, you know what I mean? And they want to run around with their friends and stuff. So it's like going to pick up my son at the park, seeing him wilding out, jumping around, wrestling with his friends, or doing whatever he do with his friends. You get what I'm saying? So it's G-Man is oh my god, G-Man is the kid.
He's a giant version of that.
G-Man deserved to be on the monkey bars. He'd be the guy. He'd be the father that you have to curse out. Get off the monkey bars with my son. You get what I'm saying? He's a little. You know what I'm saying? He'd be on there. So and he don't have no kids there. Like, what you doing here?
I have no kids there.
Yeah, you don't have no children here. I'm just having fun with my friends. You ever see a boss like that? Like, what the fuck? So I'm not saying he's doing anything like, pedo wise. I'm talking about like he's just like weird and goofy. That's why I don't think you don't be calling him goofy and weird.
Yeah, and for the record, it was GP, a black man, who said G-Man deserves to be on the monkey bars. I didn't say that.
He would have been.
Yeah,
he said he deserves. He said he would have been.
Oh yeah, he would have been on the monkey bars.
Yeah, he would have been.
Yeah, even I'm not dumb enough to make that joke.
Well, let's just say the world is G-Man's playground because anything he climb up on, anything.
Again, GP said that, not me.
The man was like, "Do you want to play hide and seek?" I said, "Hide and seek." You ever heard another grown man ask you to play hide and seek?
Oh
no.
A 40 plus, probably 50-year-old grown man say, "Let's play hide and seek." Who the fuck says let's play hide and seek?
Perverts.
I'm talking about to another grown man. Like, God, it was just so weird. It was like, yo, bro, you making this weird that what's so funny? I was like, G-Man, let's go to a restaurant and get some food or something. That's what I'm used to. I go out with my friends, we go to a bar, restaurant.
We'll have some wine.
Yeah, no, I don't have no wine like that. That's for my wife.
G-Man will drink. G-Man will drink and go, oh, this Kool-Aid went bad.
No. Give me some more. No, but that's what I know. I offered that out to him. I said, let's go to Jamaica. He's like, oh, I gotta go. I said, and you know what's so funny? I had my cousin with me. And my cousin was like, yo, what's wrong with this dude? He's so he was actually, my cousin was like, what's wrong with this nigga? So my cousin was like, yo, is he all right? I was like, yeah. He said, why is he running around like this? He's like, how old is he? I was like, yo, I said, that dude's older than both of us. And my cousin, he's younger than me. That dude's older than both of us. He said he ain't older than both of us. He's that nigga young. He's my cousin say he's young, but he just have a hard life. Because he's young, he just have a hard life. Nigga, he act like he about 20, 25. I was like, yo, no, he's 40 something, nigga.
He's like, damn, dog.
No, yeah, he was surprised. He actually got mad at me. He said, you hanging around people like this? I was like, what you mean, bro? He was like, man, don't bring that dude to the car. And I brought him to the car because I just wanted to piss my cousin off. I said, yo, I was like, yo, you can get something to say. I look at my cousin. My cousin don't want to be blatantly disrespectful to him because he don't know him. But I'm putting him in a tight situation. Like, yo, I said, yo, you hungry? He's like, yeah, I'm hungry. Because he thought I'm trying to, get an escape route, saying that we hungry, yo, G-Man, catch you later. He was like, yo, I said, all right, so yo, G-Man, you want to get something to eat? My cousin was like, yo, what's up? He was like, yo, you serious? I said, yeah. He was like, nah. He said, yes, I can eat something, but I gotta go pretty soon. That's G-Man. My cousin said that. He said, I gotta go pretty soon, man. So G-Man was like, maybe
You're
another
fucking cousin.
time.
He's like, dog, we have to let this.
Yeah, he was mad. He didn't want that. He didn't want G-Man around.
Oh, freaking Mystic Ramblings. Okay, so your cousin said, hey, man, don't bring him to the car, right?
Yeah, he did.
So I brought him to the car.
I brought him to the car. Pissed my cousin off. I said, fuck it. And he was adamant about that because I had him in my ear on the phone. Cause like, yo, bring that dude to the car, man. I don't know about this dude. I was like, yo. I said, okay, you're right. I brought him. I said, G-Man, come to the car. And I was in the hoopty, so I was like, come to the car. My cousin was upset.
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, just think about it. Okay, put it like this. I'm telling my cousin, yo, I'm about to go meet this dude. He's from this YouTube thing. Because like, he thinking I'm meeting somebody with some type, with some type of like, how can I say, with some type of calmness to him.
It's like a regular person.
Like a regular person. And he's sitting in the car and looking at me. And the dude, because I'm his cousin, so he's gonna watch out for me. And he see this nigga run around the block, climbing a pole, running to the wall, putting both hands on top of the wall like he getting police search, like he getting stopped at first. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's doing all types of shit. And he see him give me his phone and run around the block. So my cousin, if you watching somebody doing that, what would you say, Loobis? Your cousin is with somebody and they doing all those antics. What would you say?
I'd be like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy?
Exactly. And when he saw climbing the pole, I was like, G-Man, what the fuck you doing? G-Man was like, oh, you should have cursed, brother. I was like, you should have climbed poles. You should have climbed poles, brother. What are you doing? What's going on with you, man? But he started laughing, huh?
Now, if he had acted like that, if I ever met him, my first reaction would probably be, is this one of these idiotic YouTubers that my kids watch? Because this guy's a nut.
Yeah. And he wants to stream with you badly. That's another thing. He can't that's another thing. Remember that. If you ever run into G-Man, he's going to stream with you. He's going to be like, oh, let's get on a stream together. And it's like,
because he wants to show everybody he has friends.
Yeah. Yeah. He wants to show everybody somebody at least care about him, except for Ken Jones, Ken Jones is the only one that really and it's sad, man, because G-Man will tell you a story. He have you believe in some shit. You know what I mean? He would. He would sit down there and tell you a perfect story. You like, damn, seriously? And he was like, for real. And he'd be, and how much emotions he put into it. You like, damn, this gotta have some validation. This gotta be true. Until you realize he's full of shit. So that's why his family be helping him out.
Yeah, I just can't get over that weird thing about the 5'11" claim.
G-Man is a good 5'10", 5'9". He may be pushing 5'11". He could be 5'11". He could 5'10", 5'9". He could be 5'11".
I'd give him 5'10", 5'11". Yeah.
Because I'm 6'2". So when I stood next to G-Man, I was way taller than him. I'm taller than him. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm looking at G-Man, and the first thing he said was, "Oh, how tall you think I am?" I said, you about like 5'10", 5'9", because my wife, she's about 5'10", 5'9", so she's nice. Around the same. Yeah, they're around the same height. So, but he had boots on, so he probably was 5'11", because G-Man only wears a lot of boots. Sometimes he wears sneakers, but
he wears boots.
Yeah, since I'm talking about the recent G-Man, I ain't talking about back in the day G-Man.
What kind of boots?
I don't know. I look down those shit like he ran through the mud. And just,
I was about to say, probably them Walmart work boots.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, work boots. Okay, all right.
Remember, G-Man's always on the run to work. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. He's always going to work. So he always wear boots. But yeah, he was about like 5'11" in those boots. I'm not going to knock him.
Yeah, it was just that when Drag, a throwaway joke, said, oh, this guy's maybe 5'3". It was a throwaway. But G-Man took issue with it. And Drag was like, oh, okay. Yeah, this guy, man, he barely went up to my nipples or whatever. Just all this bullshit. And freaking G-Man was just flipping out. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, it was a throwaway that G-Man took issue with, and that asshole Drag freaking doubled down.
That's because Drag is around my height. You get what I'm saying? So.
Oh, I mean, I've met Drag in person. Drag's an inch or two taller than I am. So,
Okay. All right.
Like,
You about what, 6 foot?
yeah, I'm 6 foot even. You know, in barefoot, I'm about 6'1" or so in my boots.
Okay.
So Drag's like what, 6'3", maybe?
I would say he's probably about 6'2" barefoot. He's
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, like just how much he tried to compensate for it, because like when you had the Shanny and Gman cooking video, which I can't watch because of what he does with that fucking knife.
Mm.
When they're walking past each other, you can tell that G-Man's actually about an inch shorter than Shanny.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yet when they did that little close-up bullshit where you know, where Shanny's like an inch or two shorter than G-Man,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if you actually look past them at where the sidewalk and the grass meet, you can tell the G-Man's standing up on the grass, which is about 2-3 inches taller than the sidewalk.
Mm. Oh,
So it's
you
like,
have some
why do
leverage.
you have to try to lie about that shit?
Oh,
Because I mean,
God.
we know Shanny's 5'10".
Mm-hmm. No,
That's a
she's
lot of women.
5'11". I think she's 5'11".
Oh, 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taller than me, shit.
But yeah, G-Man, you made a good observation because G-Man is shorter than her in the video.
Yep.
They were standing in the house. They were standing right shoulder to shoulder. G-Man shorter than her.
Yep.
And that was his uncle's house too. So yeah, G-Man.
Yeah, that was at the uncle's house.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, oh my God, I got so pissed off about that fucking knife.
What happened with the knife? What's going on?
He used one of the uncle's knives as a can opener.
Oh, God.
How the fuck he did that?
Stabbed the can?
He set the knife on top of the can and smacked it.
Oh, he stabbed the can and he just. Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my God. It was a good knife.
It looked like it was supposed to be.
Balance.
Well, just freaking, that's just dangerous to do anyways.
Not
Okay,
if you
yeah,
did that
like
1,000 times. That was a practice move. G-Man, he's used to stabbing cans, probably. But god damn.
How tall do you think Rev is?
Rev is about
Rev's like
5'7".
5'6".
Yeah.
Oh, really? He's that short, you think?
Yeah, Rev is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, I thought you thought Rev was.
No, I
Shanny-
just didn't know. I never
Shanny
thought of
looks
it until
bigger
right
than Rev,
now.
man. When Shanny standing
No.
next to Rev, Shanny like it looked like a giant with a little person. You get me? Like Willow standing next to Shaq.
Rev is right about eye level to her mouth.
Mhm.
Oh.
So
That's why she be beating him so much. She be, she
Trying to eat him.
she just be beating on him. If the apocalypse happens, she will eat Rev. You be a gorda. He probably let her, come on, baby. Here's your substance. You know what I mean? But
okay, so
Hmm?
Comfort Doll, I understand the whole opening a can with a knife. I've opened one with a spoon before, but it's just the thought of him doing that with somebody else's knife.
I'm just thinking you couldn't find a can opener? Every house is going to have a can opener in it.
Hell, I keep 2 in my wallet.
Yeah, it's white people shit.
No, that's prepper shit. I mean, I have every pair of shoes I have is also laced with 550 cord instead of shoelaces.
Tag!
Well,
Sorry.
we call it my man's her son thing. Well, my oldest son, he's 6'4", so yeah, I definitely agree with that. She's 6'4", and my daughter, she's 5'11". God damn.
Damn, serious, dog?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The hell, my 15-year-old son's 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, man.
I'm 6'.
I'm
With my
5'8",
shoes
like
off.
Barry Sanders.
Okay. Bare feet, I'm 6'2". With my shoes on, I'm like 6'3". Boots probably 6'4". Get 2 inches. So
Yeah, I'm
when I sit
5'8",
next
with
to
shoes, I'm
G-Man,
6 feet.
He was little to me. That's why if you ever meet him, Cornelius, you gonna say he's about 5'10", 5'9", because he's little. He's skinny. He's skinny too. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
and he has a bunch of clothes on, so it's like,
Big clothes.
huh?
He's got big clothes on.
Yeah, he do. G-Man like those. G-Man's living back in the 90s. You know when they used to be with those big clothes, 5X t-shirts and all that. G-Man's back in those days. But Yeah, he was just taller than Indigo. And Indigo said she was about 5'4", 5'5". Remember when they stood up next to each other?
Yeah.
He came up to his eyes, so right there right next to his eyes.
Yeah.
And she admitted already she was about like 5'4", 5'5". So G-Man is not as tall as he say he is.
I'm thinking he's 5'10". And
He's
Mystic
like 5'9",
Ramblings,
5'10".
Mystic Ramblings, isn't prepper shit also white people shit? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that feels like a white people thing. Thank you, Mystic Ramblings. Having two,
Okay, sorry, not prepper shit. It's survivalist shit. How about that?
Survival.
I think Mystic Ramblings' question still applies. That sounds like white people shit.
No.
Oh man!
Because actually,
paracord shoelaces. Holy shit!
He said you have power cord. Yeah, it's kind of
paracord. Yeah. Yep.
Hey, okay. So what happens? What happens if you get hogtied with zip ties? You ain't getting out of that shit unless you got something on you. And if I can get to my shoelaces, I've at least got a friction saw.
I don't know about that. I saw Goldberg break those shits before.
Well, I mean, if you're zip tied to your hands and your feet, then you're not going anywhere, and you can't get enough momentum to rip the zip ties apart.
You talking about being hogtied?
Yeah, I'll just use my cell phone.
So you're not a survivor. You ready for anything, aren't you? Huh?
Yeah, I've got my bug out bag's right behind me.
Bug out, homo.
So you're the type of dude that I would take to the woods. And you would kill a bear with a toothpick. What's the point? I'm asking a question.
Hey, you know what?
Well, okay. Actually, you need 3 toothpicks to do it.
Okay, so perfect example. Last year, I ended up spilling boiling water on myself in my truck. Okay, that's automatic. That's automatic 2nd-degree burns if you don't know how to take care of it. I have in my bug out bag. I have a field surgery kit. I was able to get it down to. I was able to keep it down to 2nd-degree burns while I was trying to not panic and try and get inside to run the cold water on it. Okay.
And how did paracord shoelaces come into play?
Survival is about a lot more than just your shoelaces.
I'm fucking with you, monkey man. I'm fucking with you.
No, I believe that carnivorous ape is ready for anything. Anything that comes your way.
I'm fucking with you. I would never have paracord just laying around my house like an idiot.
I mean, here's my field surgery kit right here. I actually got that for BGTV bought me that for Christmas last year.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
DJ.
Okay. Well,
BGTV.
now you ready? Now you willing and ready? You got the material. You gonna do your thing.
Here's my survivalist kit, bitches. Booyah! That's all I need.
What's that? A cigarette?
Here's my bug out bag right here. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
You got a Gucci bag as a bug out. Loobis ain't. If this become the Walking Dead, we know Loobis ain't gonna survive. Loobis ain't gonna survive a Walking Dead apocalypse. Look at him. You be eating first. Loobis go out there. You get the first one eaten, huh?
Yeah, I'll go. G-Man, let's handle this.
G-Man would be survivor. He would be. But you know what's so funny? If G-Man survives and he build a community, you got to be a hardcore Christian. So Carnivorous Ape may have to stay away from G-Man communities.
Yeah.
What you think? I'll be real with you.
Let's be honest, G-Man would die. Let's be honest. He wouldn't make it.
Any guy that survived 4 hit cars, I don't think the zombie apocalypse is going to be able to take him down. That's just my.
No,
G-Man.
I'm sorry. Let's be honest here, though. If a zombie apocalypse broke out, G-Man would be one of those idiots that got bit, didn't bother telling the rest of the group.
Oh, yeah. And then he'd like take 3 people with him. Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Before we realize, oh shit, you know?
Yo,
That's so, you know what? This whole thing is completely ridiculous that we're talking about. Stupid. But that is so what would happen. G-Man would get bit and he would stay quiet. And he'd stay quiet. And then he'd end up infecting like 2 or 3 more people before everyone else figured it out.
yeah.
And probably one of the people that got infected were one of the best people because they were trying to help them because they were the nice ones. And fucking boom. And then so one of the great ones are gone now. Oh boy. And then the racism starts.
No, that's true. So you think I'm bit because I'm black, huh? Oh, because I'm a Christian. You filthy atheist.
shit.
No, because you was bit.
No, they're all like that. They'll get bit and not tell you anything.
I think so far. Yo, just imagine Jesus Lord, Vecco, Pillbox, True and Pearson, G-Man. And they all is a zombie apocalypse. If all of them get bit and don't tell each other. Don't wait till they got bit.
No, G-Man would be standing there with a big chunk missing out of his neck, right? Looking down. He said, I wasn't bit. And then you look at you can't prove I was bit. And then
Show me the evidence.
I never said it was perfect. It's all
I never
judgment.
said I'm perfect.
Oh shit. Oh man, then what's his name? True and Pearson was saw screaming. He's like, I'm out of here. I was never bit. It's like you done bit 2 people leaving.
You bit 2 people leaving.
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, now G-Man, he'd say fuck it. And he'd take everyone down with him. He'd go, fuck, I'm biting everyone now.
Nah, he gets shot first. I was shot G-Man first. No, he gotta go. See that? You know what it is? You know what? I'm like Kaliris, I'm a survivalist. So if it's certain people you just can't let go outside. You gotta tell them, listen, you gotta just take care of everything inside. Let me go outside because you just dishonest. So if G-Man go outside and he comes back, he might get shot. He gonna have to get naked, get butt naked. Let me see every walk of your body. Anything suspicious, you have to die because I just can't believe you. I can't believe
no, where'd you get that scrape from? How'd you get that scrape? Oh, I freaking tripped. Let me see. Tell me how it happened. Tell me exactly what happened.
I don't want to know no explanation. That's a death sentence. Why did you go outside? Period. That's what I'm asking them. Am I wrong? Could even say, would you let G-Man go outside and come back in and think everything's okay?
Nope.
You gotta take him
I,
out.
I would not trust him to walk 50 feet out of the compound to get water.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Dude, he's one of the ones you probably abandoned. Really, for the betterment of the whole. We're like, we can't bring this one, dude.
Yeah, nah, I don't. Yeah, that's true.
Like Z-Nation. Like how you just mentioned Vetgol and Truman Pearson. You mentioned all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee you what would happen is all of them would say, we're leaving G-Man. When we're asleep, we're taking off. Okay? That's what we're doing. Okay? Like we're leaving. When he falls
They
asleep.
come across some Baba zombies and trip him immediately.
You don't think all of them become zombies because they hide and they all was bit somehow? You don't think that? You don't think all of them become zombies? I think all of them became zombies. And not one of them bit each other. They all was bit individually somehow, and they all just became zombies.
Vecco would leave him, and Vecco would leave him when you pointed out. Vecco would just look around and go, "Oh, G-Man was here."
Oh, I get it.
Vecco might leave. Vecco might leave. He might.
Oh, he would leave because he's kid. So he'd leave for sure.
Yeah, I can give you that. I give Vecco a lead. True and Pearson is too arrogant. He wouldn't leave. He'd try to lead the group. G-Man will bite him first. He'd try to lead the group. He'd try to be the leader. All right, guys, I know everything to do. I studied science for 40 years. Man, you only 32. Oh, but how old you? How you know my age? This is zombie apocalypse. I'm 80. You 80. That's True and Pearson. So two appearances try to be the leader. Jesus Lord would be calling everybody liberals and saying,
He'd be telling us to pump gas. Bro, we got no cars, dude. Come on.
yeah. So he come outside. There's no woman out here to buy. No, there's no woman out here to buy. This is zombie apocalypse.
I still can't believe I made him say, or I got him to say that.
Yeah, he brought his wife. I don't know why you did that, man. You know,
Bought his wife,
Yeah.
and then Loobis, in one of your fucking comments, he turned around and said that he paid $500 for her.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
I was being sarcastic one day, and I turned around and was like, "Hey, hey, Jill, how much did you pay for your wife?" And he turned around and responded to me and said $500. You couldn't afford it. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a flex."
Yeah, that's a hard flex. You brought a woman for $500.
Is that really that? No, like one of those Russian ones or something, or was that a goof?
I have no idea.
You don't know, man. I think
At this point in time, though,
think
regardless of whether he was serious or not, that's still pathetic.
Yeah.
I actually think there's some truth into that. That's just my opinion. Only reason I think there's some truth into that
Monkey Man, I'm trying to remember, is Jill the one that Drag used to say how like he's ugly but his wife is uglier? Was that Jill or was that someone else? Like he said, like he was talking some black dude, he would talk about how ugly they were, and then they brought their white wife on camera and he's like, oh, she's like a wildebeest or something, saying she was even worse. I don't know if that was Jill or someone else.
I don't know. I've never actually seen Jill. That's why I'm still not convinced he's black, but that's just me.
You want to know what Jill is? Think of Uncle Ruckus. Think
Uncle
of
Ruckus.
Just picture Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks. I don't know if y'all watched that cartoon. And that's Jill.
Oh, it was spoken. Tacit told me it was spoken.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
But do that. Look up Uncle Ruckus and you will find that's Jill. That is Jesus Lord right there, Uncle Ruckus. He talks like him. Well, Uncle Ruckus got a little stronger voice, but the love for everything that Uncle Ruckus have, Jill have the same type of love. Look at it. When you get your time, Loobis, look at it. You're going to be like, oh my God, GP is right. This is Jill. 100%. And you know what's so funny? When you call him Uncle Ruckus, he gets upset. He saw calling you the F God. He saw calling you a punk.
Oh, I bet he does.
Yo, yeah. If you want to really make Jill upset, call him Uncle Ruckus. And Beckel the same way. That is their triggers. Yeah, they hate to be called Uncle Ruckus.
I thought they hated being called
nigga.
No. Anybody can say that to them. Anybody can say that to them. I'm be honest with you. Right now, if Beckel go to the store right now to pick up something from like a Walmart, he could go right down. Somebody could bump to him like, "Hey, nigga, get out the way." He'd be like, "Okay, no problem."
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's my fault. I bumped you. You know what I'm saying?
He'd probably be wearing his Proud Uncle Tom shirt too.
Yes. Yeah. Beckel, the word nigga, I don't even what? You saying you talking to foreign. That hurts them? No. Uncle Ruckus hurts them. Believe me. I said that to him before. I said, Beckel, you were kind of like, oh, you are not a Christian for saying that. Why? Because I believe you're Uncle Ruckus. Gman is an Uncle Ruckus. All of them's like they fit some format of that.
Yeah, isn't Uncle Ruckus like a black guy who hates black people, right?
He hates black people and love white people.
That was another thing that annoyed the shit out of me fairly early in that engagement with Gman today. Was when I was endeavoring to explain Loobis's joke, and and that observation, that like sometimes when somebody makes a joke, kind of it's racist, and it doesn't say anything funny about some other race like or whatever, but it's like what a dumb person would hold this position. I have some great gags, by the way, where I make fun of lesbians, but it's like it's very clear that I'm the guy who thinks he knows what lesbians are like because he watches girl porn. Right? I have a whole bunch of jokes about that. And the fucking lesbians absolutely crack up. I'll give you an example. Like one of the things lesbians complain about, she said, just derailed myself. It's funny. one of the things that drives them crazy, and if you have a lesbian friend or you work with a lesbian, please don't do this, is people at work will come up and like once they learn you're a lesbian, they'll want to talk to you, and they'll, like, you know, like a woman, you'll be at the photocopier, and then like Janice from accounting will come up and say, "Oh, so I hear you're a lesbian. Hey, yeah. Hey, can I ask you a personal question?"
Oh.
And like, if you're ever in a room full of lesbians and one of them tells one of these stories, when they get to the line, "Hey, can I ask you a personal question?" the other lesbians will groan because they all know what the personal question is, right? And it's got to do with, so what do you do in bed? Like, is there equipment and stuff? Like, you know, okay, you wouldn't ask anybody else. Do you take it up the butt from your husband? Like, it's not a thing you talk about. But women will ask each other these things, and lesbians don't like it, right? So anyway, I was with a group of lesbians one time. They were hosting. There's a lot of wine, right? And they're talking about their things. "Oh, I just had this happen at work the other day." And then they got, "Oh, can I ask you a personal question?" Everyone in the room groans, right? And then one of them starts to explain to me, "Oh, by the way, in case you don't get this," I said, "I know what the personal question is. Like, I know, like, you guys think I don't know anything about lesbians. I know a lot about lesbians, you know. I've seen the movies on the internet. The only question I have for you is, why do you always keep your shoes on?"
Oh my God.
Right? And I fucked up the story. It was the thing. I know what the question is. It's what do you do in bed? I said, "I already know what you guys do in bed," because I watched the movies. And then I said, "I don't know why you keep your shoes on." And there were 8 women in the room. 7 of them laughed their asses off. Right? And one of them got all fucking uppity about it with me, right? And I said, hang on a sec. If you're angry with me for saying that, it's because you don't get the joke. You're not the butt of the joke. I'm the butt of the joke, right? And you have to explain that. Anyway, so I derailed myself. So when I said that tonight, when I tried to explain it, and Loobis does the thing where he does that fucking video. Oh my God. Just last week, I loaded up your disc wrap again. I laughed so hard at it because you're being goofy, but then it turns out your beatboxing is fucking top drawer, right? And then there's the tacit, right? The pause in the music. And then you look at the camera and you just go, "You're black." And fuck, I laughed every time you hear that line because you delivered it like it was supposed to be an insult, but every black guy. Gman insulted me one time. He goes, "Well, you know," he says, "Oh, great, you'd say something like that. Well, you're Canadian." I was like, "Oh, okay. Is there an insult on this?"
Right,
You know?
He's like, go try to defend yourself in a war. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, he can't come up with good insults. There's a time I was in one of his rooms and he goes, "Yeah, good for you, hog-tie dummy." Hog-tie dummy. I said, "Hog-tie dummy, G-man. Hog-tie champ. Hog-tie chimp, hog-tie chump." Look, it's real easy. So, okay,
you're right. No, hog-tie chump or whatever. Or at least hog-tie loser. At least that. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's terrible at it. So when I was trying to explain to him about how somebody can be the butt of the joke and you don't get it, instead of him going, "Oh, I see what you mean," or anything like that, anything conciliatory, or just like, "We're not talking about this," he launches in with, "You're not black. And he starts to explain to me that I don't have the right to tell him how, as a black man, he should feel this way or that way. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care, black, white, whatever. Like, I don't think, like, was I telling somebody how they should feel about something? I'm telling him there's a joke out there that you don't understand. I'm explaining the joke to you. If you want to be offended by it, you go ahead and be offended by it. If you want to be offended as a Christian or as a black man or as a gay man or whatever it is that's hurting your feelings, you go ahead and you feel that." One more point. I'm not going to let you guys talk. A moment ago, one of the guys here used the variant of a word. You used the naughty word, but you said it in that sort of way, like, you know, the N word. You didn't say the word because you know you shouldn't say that word on Loobis's YouTube channel because the bots are listening, right? So I'm not going to say the word either, but I'm going to point out something that is another thing about G-Man's hypocrisy, and it's super fucking offensive. If you're on his channel, and let's say you're getting along just fine, and he says something funny, and you go, "That shit was funny," he will immediately, "You cannot say that word. That word is so offensive. It's so vulgar. Oh my God." But have you noticed lately, he used to say, broke nut Silvis. Well, lately, he's been, not very often, but he's been trotting out a different variation of the blank nut, and that is FAGNUT.
Oh, yeah.
G-Man will use the FAG and the 3-letter version and the 6-letter version. G-Man has gotten awfully free using those 2 words.
Yeah,
And
and
I'm
that's
sorry, you don't get to
clearly
tell me what's vulgar and isn't vulgar when you
a
use
bad
that.
word. Yeah, I actually have the recordings.
Yeah,
Yep.
you do. You do.
Oh, so anyway, I've got a lesbian joke that's not offensive.
Yes.
Well, then don't tell it.
Let it rip.
What do you call a lesbian dinosaur?
I don't know. What do you call a lesbian dinosaur?
A lickalotopus.
Yeah, I heard that. I was trying to think what the fuck it was. Yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna be G-Man. I've never heard of that.
Hold on, I gotta type it out. I'm texting my friend right now. Why, some of my best friends are lesbians.
Oh, gosh.
Well, a lesbian told me that joke. That's why it's funny.
But yeah, I'm about to let me get out of here because I gotta go get some sleep, fellas. It was good.
Oh
talking.
yeah, GP. Yeah, you gotta get up for work tomorrow.
Yeah. Put the quotes up again. But yeah, I have to get up. But it was good talking to everybody. Thank you for having me up here, Loobis.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot. Yeah, this was again last minute. It was just because G-Man was freaking out, you know.
Remember, I'm
I
the
know
first
too,
person
but
to get
it
blocked.
was good finally meeting you.
Yeah, good following me, you too, Holiday Champ. Carnivorous Saber is always a pleasure, brother. Loobis,
Always a
we're gonna
pleasure.
do this
Yep.
again. All right, so everybody, goodbye and stay safe.
All right, peace out, GP.
Now, Hogtie, I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, I've been not to be autobiographical here, but I think most people know I've just kind of been stepping away from it as my kids are getting older and they're more interesting, and as
Yeah.
G-Man gets super and less interesting, guys like
Is it
me
2
and
kids?
Ozzy, by the way, it's 2. Yeah,
Kids,
Uh,
okay.
but yeah, they're both like, like tonight. Part of the reason why I have to drive now is I'm taking this kid to scouts and that one to guides and just viola lessons. Like they're just always doing stuff. And I found, I was never really into the, let's make fun of Christians thing. I do enjoy it, I admit, as a but it's just, I kind of lost my flavor. And by the way, another guy who's kind of followed that path, Ozzy, Ozymandias Ramses the
Yeah.
second. People really like when he's talking. People love when he enters a room. But I just realized I said it was good meeting you, and people like hearing him talking. Is my accent slipping back or watching too much Shanny? I don't know, but I'm losing my G's. We're saving them up. I'll let you guys decide. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like he is now popping up on Clubhouse a bit more, and you can see some of his discussions / rants on Tom Rabbit's channel. But we were talking about this recently about how people keep saying, "Oh, I haven't seen you," and it's just we're bored. Tonight was fun. I gotta say, I enjoyed the frustration of talking to the G-Man, and then hanging out with you guys has been really fun.
Well, I think you were actually in the very first stream I ever joined.
Yeah.
Shit, that was like 2016.
I was thinking 14 or 15, but it was sort of the early days of Hangouts being ported over to YouTube Live, where it was really easy to set up I'm trying to remember if you'd been in one that I'd hosted. I didn't host many, but yeah, I remember.
No, I don't think it was one that you hosted directly. I think because I ended up getting pulled into, I believe it was one of Steve McRae's streams.
Yeah.
And we got into an argument over I get the etymology of the word atheist, because that's one of the things that he loves to talk about. And I proved him wrong, and he blocked me.
Oh,
man, that non sequitur show was pretty cool in the beginning too. I remember liking it.
I didn't watch it. It started. Non sequitur shows started very much around the time I kind of lost my enthusiasm. I remember too. I had a couple of friends die around that time. Not friends of mine. Like I had my own sort of in my regular life. People are good, and then it was online. Had a couple of people pass away, and they were amongst the ones that I really kind of looked forward to talking with when I came online. And that's not to say that I don't miss the other people that I enjoyed talking with, but I don't know. Just real life was got to be more important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you grew out of it. I'm a borderline loser. That's why I do this shit. I'm right there on the edge. I don't know.
Real life for me has always been more important. I barely post videos, but
Yeah. You know what really killed it for me, I got to say, and again, I'm not trying to be biographical here, but just to see what you guys think about this, was once it got to be a lot less creationism versus evolution, and we're going to talk about how many chromosomes the purple sea urchin has and all that other bullshit, and it sort of transited more over to flat Earth. And you might remember I used to do a set of discussions with Arcane Logos, and they were pretty good, and audiences loved it. But then I had two of them go really poorly. One of them, Arcane Logos, was on somebody else's Hangout. I can't remember what it was, and he got in a thing about Jews. And okay, and we were friends, and I kind of saw this, and I was like, I know what he was talking about. Not that I at all endorse it, but he wasn't like there are people out there who distinguish between being anti-Zionist and anti-Semitic. Or should I say the other way, being anti-Semitic versus anti-Zionist. And I thought, you know what? I'm not trying to showcase what he's saying, but if people are going to react to something, let's at least learn. Like, don't be upset with a guy for saying a crazy thing he's not saying. Let's be upset with him for the crazy thing he's actually saying. And so I hosted him, and I gave him a chance to sort of calmly clarify without, you're in those hangouts. It was 10 people, and it so quickly turned into 9 against 1. And I thought, just like the day that I sat down with True Empiricism, there's a video on my channel called True Empiricism and Hogtie Champ Salvate the World's Problems, where we tried to discuss DNA and water. And that went okay. And I thought, okay, if I sit with Arcane and just sort of let him calmly explain what his bugaboo was with the Jews, people would at least know where he's coming from, and they can tell him he's wrong about the thing he's actually saying. And it did not work out that way. It turned really ugly. He said a bunch of crazy stuff that I don't even know how anybody could interpret it as being anything other than anti-Semitic. And like even some of my more, I mean, nobody's ever been a fan of me enough that they'll take me doing something they don't like. Mm-hmm. So I got pretty badly roasted. But then after that, it was all the flat Earth stuff, and I just would get upset with them because I was just like, "You're wasting my fucking time." I wasn't having fun with it anymore because I found that creationists always kind of bury their head in the sand in light of evidence, but the flat earthers, in my view, that's their actual go-to move. They'll show you or like you'll show them some video of like a ship going over the horizon, and then they'll say, "Oh, well, that doesn't prove anything. How do I know that that's not some sort of AI computer-generated CGI?" And then they'll show you a grainy 144p video of floating in the bay. And then they'll say, "Well, that proves the Earth's flat." And you're just like, I don't see how. And how do you decide what's evidence and what isn't? And when I realized they just cherry pick their evidence and they just completely poo-poo any actual evidence put in front of them, I just realized that's what they all do. And why am I talking to them?
Yeah, like, I mean, I know that well, actually, I don't even know if that, because I remember, I know like a few years ago, it kind of branched out into the Jeranism was a big guy in that flat Earth thing, and then and obviously Reds, he was in there debunking it, but I mean, it was interesting for a second, but I mean, that one kind of died out quick, I think.
I mean, that's the issue with the flat earthers, though. It's like nobody really takes them seriously when we've literally got a live feed of the International Space Station pointed at Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know their argument is, it's like, oh, that's all CGI. And it's like, how in the hell are you going to CGI a live feed?
Yeah.
I mean, because, dude, even like, I mean, I'm talking like back like in my 20s, like, oh God, like I got into the whole alien thing, and I was 100% certain there were giant lizard people living underground that wanted to eat me. I was certain all the religions of the world are in cahoots to do some evil shit. I was certain all the governments are into it. I was certain I was positive of all of it. And with the flat Earth, I was like, what? Come on, dude. Like, so even when I was that deep, I was like, what, dude? Come on, freaking.
It's like, didn't we settle this shit 2,000 years ago?
It's funny watching how people who believe in other crazy stuff, how they react to flat Earth thing. I've told this story a couple of times when Tim, the Bible thumping wingnut, called me up saying that he and his friend Matt Slick were so if you've ever heard, I'm not going to retell that story, but it's really funny because they called me up on Skype, wondering first if I would admit that it was actually an atheist conspiracy to make Christians look bad. And then finally, they said when they were convinced that these are real Christians who believe this, Matt Slick, my new friend Matt Slick, asked me the question: well, so when we talk about creationism, in your head, do we sound like they sound? Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, God, Hogtie, you might remember him. Jungle Jargon.
Oh my God, I couldn't. Nope, didn't have the patience for him.
Okay,
I remember.
I tried. I did try.
Yeah.
I have a couple of videos on my channel that are like my older videos, but it's there's just a couple in there. I literally had to stop him mid argument one time, and I was like, okay, I need to figure out what kind of crazy I'm dealing with here. Are you a flat earther? And he's like, huh? I was like, do you believe the Earth is at least round? I mean, I need to know something about, about what kind of crazy I'm dealing with. And he's like, no, but it's the history. And it's like, oh, okay, never mind.
Well, it's funny how some of them, like, have you ever heard Nephilim Free? Nephilim Free, who used to be a geocentrist, by the way, and like I say, and Matt Slick's a good example, because when he used to argue against flat earthers, he didn't go to scripture. He would appeal to the scientific consensus. And Matt Slick, when he argues against flat earth, is a hardcore evidentialist. But as soon as he starts talking about creation and evolution, he goes to crazy shit like the woodpecker with the tongue that's installed backwards, and the Biloxi tracks in Texas or whatever all this stuff, right? He just goes to all the tropes. But there was one thing that I was really disappointed didn't happen during the rise of flat eartherism, right? Is that we all waited for Gman to go whole flat earther. And he was like, no, that's not what scripture says. And then after a couple of months, he said, these flat earthers may have a point. I don't really believe, you guys actually believe that they sent like men in a rocket, they landed on the moon and they flew back? That's crazy. And then later,
he thinks the moon landing's fake.
Yeah, and every time he said more of that, it was, come on, he's gonna do it, he's gonna say it, and he just never came out and said, yeah, the Earth is flat. He never came out with it, but I was so giddy for him to go whole flat Earth. And
yeah, I remember him hearing he did I think kind of like a discussion and with a flat earther, and you know what, G-Man was bringing up some pretty good points as to why he doesn't believe it. So I was like, okay, fine, But the thing that actually did surprise me about G-Man is when I started hearing him about the, us going to the moon never happened, or the space travel. And I was like, what that one actually got me by surprise. When I heard G-Man with that, I'll buy, okay, fine. He believes that the science is out to destroy it, fine, whatever. But when he was actually like, yeah, I don't believe we went to the moon. And I'm like, what, dude? That one surprised me. So,
yeah,
that's it.
I still. Hey, well, as GP, it's getting late, and I work tomorrow, and et cetera.
What time is it over there in Canada?
Let me just check my clock here. It is 11:74.
Oh,
Canadian time. We're on the metric system.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, now I'm feeling stupid. Do you guys tell time differently?
He's
or
fucking with you.
Or making a joke I didn't get.
11:74. It's 74 after 11. It's around the metric system.
You're making me feel stupid.
Yeah. Well. I was talking to a guy one time, customer service. A lot of the business relationships that we have to deal with Americans. A lot of you understand. There's a lot of stuff in America. And I was talking to a guy. He was in Colorado, which is in the same time zone I'm in, but he didn't know what the Canadian time zones were, right? But he tells me, our office is going to be open until 5 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern, or 5 p.m. Canadian time.
So what was the problem?
My brain hurt so much because I thought, I wanted to ask him, what do you think time zones are for? Why does the U.S. have more than one time zone? And here's the answer, because it's a big country. Guess what? Of Canada.
Oh, that's right.
We span a quarter of the planet, right? People don't get how big the place is. We have so many time zones. We actually have an extra time zone hanging off the right end that It is a half hour different from the rest of the time zones.
Really?
Yeah. They'll say, well, watch the national, 9 p.m. They'll say 9 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 in Newfoundland.
Yep.
That's literally how the CBC broadcasts when shows are going to be on. And it's always this PM, and then 11:30 in Newfoundland.
Wait, Newfoundland. Oh, okay, yeah.
Newfoundland, yeah, that's the very, very northeastern tip.
Ew, the tip. That's the best I could throw into that. Just
Look, I got to go. If we're now, if now the hot spot of the conversation is the geography of Canadian time zones,
it's a good time to exit. I think the show's ended.
Yeah. Have you ever seen what happens if you have both Sokka and I in the room at the same time? Like a Discord room, we will fucking bring a Discord room to screech and halt, and we don't care if it's a broadcast. We will start talking about,
Hey,
did you see that new bylaw in Winnipeg, Manitoba about the popsicle sticks? Oh, yeah, I saw it on the CBC, and we'll just start.
Yeah, you know what? I just realized in this show that you and Sokka are different people.
Yes, people. I hate that I hate with that. I don't know if you're being serious. I suspect you were, and it frightens me a bit. But the weirdest one I had about a month ago, somebody had said, "Oh, you're Hogtie champ. Oh, you know what? I got to tell you, I'm a big fan. That my favorite thing you've ever done was that time that you just went off on Darth Dawkins." That's why you got to be more specific. I've told that guy off a couple times. Well, the one where you went off on him for like an hour, and you're like, "Oh, what a bright light you could be for this community," And every time he said, "Are you done?" you kept saying, "Not by half." And I was like, I love that show too. That's a different guy. That's Gus Belanger. That's a completely different human being you're thinking of. I'm pretty sure that was
not
you.
completely
No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't me because I am me.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is pretty much the right time to end the show. Newfoundland is just a piece of Scotland that floated there.
I have to ask you, I had a moment of white guy guilt partway through when I was trying to explain to Gman the joke about how I'm the butt of the joke when I say, like, imagine how dumb a white guy from Northern Canada has to be to mix up. And then I said an African American with, and then I said a Puerto Rican. And then I had a moment where I went, wait a minute, is the Loobis Puerto Rican? Holy fuck, if he's not, I'm an idiot. I'm actually.
That would have been even funnier. Yeah. I mean, I am Puerto Rican, but that would have been really, maybe he's like a Mexican or something. Like, oh.
You're like, I'm from Mexico, asshole.
I've noticed in this community, you say Puerto Rican, and you're mostly right.
Yeah.
Well, let me
it's like me, Loobis, Billy, Nova, Yato. We're all fucking Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I want to ask you this. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was because again, California, I know Mexicans, so like I don't meet Puerto Ricans. I mean, so I hear they're all in New York. That's what I hear. That's where they all are. But
there's a big group of them down in Santa Ana.
Yeah.
I want to ask. If people ask weird Canadian questions. Is it true that the maple syrup grows? I'm not from the maple syrup part of the country, by the way, so stop fucking asking me about the maple syrup. I didn't see a maple tree until I was 32 years old. I don't know why people ask me that. But Puerto Rico, I'd heard, this is one of these trivia things that people give you, like, isn't this interesting? Why, that is very interesting, but there's no explanation, and it leaves you wondering if it's true. So I'm told, and forgive my pronunciation, so it's Puerto Rico is not the country because it's a territory or whatever it is, and then San Juan is a city.
Yes.
But apparently, Puerto Rico used to be the city, and the island is San Juan, and then somehow it switched around.
That I've never heard that. Is it? Have you heard that?
Never say jumps in. Oh yeah, it used to be. That's totally true. And then Loobis is like, "This is the first I'm hearing of it."
No, okay, so there's a small. So there's a small island where Old San Juan used to be. That was just the island of San Juan. I believe that's now a fort, El Morro. and then San Juan got moved a little bit further down the coast.
Oh,
The island?
I could be completely wrong. My reference is a post-apocalyptic book, but you know.
I can tell you what I do. What I do know is that Puerto Rico, before the Spanish started coming, Puerto Rico was called Borinquen. That was the name of the island, Borinquen, with the Taínos, the indigenous people were Taínos, and it was called Borinquen. That's what I do know.
Well, where I thought there was some credibility to this is Puerto is, I would believe, port, if I guess, right?
Yep. Actually, you're right. I never thought of that. You're right.
You just need, honestly, don't give up on it. You tough it out those evening classes at the Learning Annex at your local community college. Absolutely, will start to feel natural. But no, apparently. So then, why isn't it the port, right? But no, it's the island, the whole island nation, now island territory, and I've never understood that. That's partly maybe where I think, well, maybe that is true.
I mean, my family's from Ponce, so the other side of town.
Was that from Ponce?
Yeah.
Oh, my family's from Aguas Buenas. It's a little place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been there, so it's not like it's not like I can tell you where that is. So.
Yeah, me neither. Oh, what I can tell you is that Puerto Rico, there are little tiny islands, that aren't connected, right? There actually is a place called Monkey Island, Isla Mona, right? And the reason it's called Monkey Island are because there's a bunch of monkeys that during World War II, they were released there. So they were like radiated monkeys and shit. So there's I mean, I don't know about now, but at least at the time, there was an island full of fucking crazy monkeys. Isla Mona. And that's true.
Yeah.
That's a little tiny island called Isla Mona. Yep.
That's funny.
Monkey Island. Not a race joke.
Oh, hell, I remember the first 6 months I engaged with Gman, he thought my name was racist.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
Takes so much pride.
No, what I like
is the word paper monkey. Yeah.
No, what I like is when I started calling you Monkey Man, and G-Man thought I was being racist. I'm like, no, dude, no, carnivorous ape. I'm calling him Monkey Man because he's an ape. And he was like, I was like, no, dude, I'm not being racist to you.
Now, if you notice, just about every time I go in there and talk to him now, I always try and slip in a little innuendo just to see if he'll get it.
A little in the window?
In the window. I love that in the window thing. Oh my god! By the way,
it's like I had
my favorite movie. Go.
Do what?
Go.
I was going to say that I think the only one that he actually caught was the last one I was on there with Monty, and I turned around and said that we'd have to have that jack off.
Oh.
It was like I had to be that blatantly obvious, and then he finally kicked me and Monty out.
It is one of the fun challenges talking to G-Man is to toss a joke. Like, it's funny to tell a joke. Stupid. To be able to toss a joke that he doesn't get. One of the times I was talking to him, it was just one-on-one, and I was on his channel. You got to be careful because you upset him, he's going to boot you, right? Mm-hmm. But at one point, I was trying to, I'm just G-Man. I'm just trying to, no. And he goes, oh, you're just trying to this. You're trying to that. He's got all these motivations he attributes, right? So at one point he says, no, Hogtie, you're not going to goat me into that. And I said, yes, I'm totally going to goat you and your elk. In the live chat, and he just was oblivious to what that was.
Oh God!
Oh, poor dumb guy.
Let's see. Oh, wait, what is from Mr. Graham? My Midwest whiteness is pain. My Midwest whiteness is painful right now.
Must mean landlocked province. Yeah.
Oof.
There was another racist thing I wanted to say. I'm going to rephrase that first. It was about G-Man and race. Oh, no. I know what it was. It was another. So, like, Saskatchewan is probably the Canadian province is the most famous for slang. And the slang's really misplaced, right? Like, some of it makes sense. Like, when you say, hit the rhubarb. Hit the rhubarb means to lose control of your car and go into the ditch. And if you've been to Saskatchewan, it's obvious why, But then where everybody else says banging donuts, they'll say pulling shitters. They all have these weird little variations on things. And there's one phrase that's pretty popular in central Saskatchewan, and it's a way of referring to kids that are running around outside near the house and being silly. And the what we'll say is, "Oh, you bunch of porch monkeys." And apparently, if you're American, those two words in that order.
That was racist.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, I went a lot of years of my life not knowing the more familiar sense of that phrase. I've stopped saying it, except here on your show. Have fun being demonetized.
Porch monkeys. That's funny.
No, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And like literally, I was probably.
But it makes perfect sense. It's like, okay, yeah, little monkeys acting crazy. It's funny.
That's right. That's what it means. Yeah. And I'd never known. It was literally I'd moved to the city. I wasn't even in my town. I'd moved to the city before I'd seen that phrase used on TV and people react to it. And I was like, oh, that's really funny. Why are they so upset about this? I didn't know. And then someone had to explain it to me. I was like, oh, dear. Oh, dearie my. That's awkward.
Now, down here in the South, we have a lot more colorful euphemisms for crazy kids. Crotch goblins is my favorite one.
Which one?
Crotch goblins.
Crowd chaplains?
Crotch goblins.
Oh.
You just got into an accidental game of Chinese telephone. Oh, I bet we don't say that either.
Chinese telephone. Let's see. Afrohumanist question. Do you think this is finally for those three, or will they be back being friends again in no time?
That's a great question.
I think
that
they'll
is
be
a good
again.
question. I don't believe I don't believe G-Man thinks Shanny's redeemable at this point in time. If they can get Rev away from Shanny, there might be redemption for him, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I think they'll end up being friends again. Look at the house thing. The house thing that originally happened. They're friends after that.
Well, yeah, but that was because they still had the house. G-Man's got the house now.
Oh, that's true. So he could finally just cut them off and say, fuck you guys. Peace.
Exactly.
But G-Man's going to run out of friends. And he's going to need some friends when the Dragoons start coming again,
Afrohumanist, that's such a good question. And I'm kind of not answering it because it's like, I never thought of that. That's been on my mind. And I don't even know how to answer that. Because I thought the last eviction saga, especially peppered with the N-word, and not just the N-word, everyone's upset about the word, whatever. It's the fact that they spoke of him like he was a lesser being. Mm-hmm. And you're just a black guy and you're poor. And that's funny to me. Like when you tell a black person that they simply can't compete with you in any forum, especially a courtroom, and it's because you're black, because you're poor. And I find that really funny. I don't know how a black person hears that and then somehow bounces back. Again, trying to put myself in someone else's shoes. G-Man pointed out today, turns out I'm not black, as G-Man told his audience.
And that would be GP calling him a sellout, Hey, you're in these people's lives still after that shit,
Well, I mean, if you want to look at the evidence that G-Man's a sellout, he's literally used this whole debacle to gain, 600 subscribers in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Because he's already up to 1,000.
Nothing. Also, subscribers means nothing. Views mean nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Afrohumanist, as you're listening to us babble about this and me kind of hem and haw about it, are you typing? Like I'm waiting for your. What do you think? Do you think that?
You're really like bossing black women around. Jesus, bro.
Oh my god. Oh, my connection's going bad. I'm not doing that. I didn't ask her to clean anything. I didn't ask her to clean anything. It's not like she's Puerto Rican.
Hey, I'll say one thing though. Afrohumanist is a beautiful woman. I wouldn't mind bossing her around a little bit.
Talking about sex, right? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hip.
Oh, she's got a Christian's introduction.
Yeah,
Christians
now see
and
the
their
difference
dogs.
between us though. The difference between us though is I can make her blush with 2 words. I'm not going to say them though.
I don't get it. Well, I'm not getting a hard yes or a no out of this reply.
No, she gets it. That's okay.
Well, I eventually just skated past it. I'm just trying to get a read on what she thinks is going to happen. Yeah, forgiveness is a big part of it. But these are. Oh, you go. Yeah.
Like Christians and their doctrine of forgiveness, those who sin against you would make them feel inclined to be back being best buddies again.
I believe so, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Gman though is going to have a. Sorry. Pretty sure Gman's going to use the other verse though of their, what is it, the forgive them a certain number of times, and then if they continue, just cast them aside, for they are worse than an unbeliever.
Oh shit! That'll be the first time he uses that one. Shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
Actually, no, it won't be the first time he's used it, because he used that. He used that as the reaction against Shield Squad and Faithful to God.
Oh.
Yeah, and keep in mind too, there's also a magic wand there too. You could just simply declare somebody not a Christian, and then turn your back on them after a second. And so, like that's the thing. I'm trying to react to your comment here. I don't think she. I'm trying to say, G-Man doesn't concern himself with following the Bible. He likes to say that he does, but he, as you know, is one of the biggest to just say, well, I don't feel like following that part of the Bible, so I'm just going to pick a different verse that says something else. So, like, for example, Von Helton, right? It's always my go-to example for showing how G-Man doesn't give a fuck if you're Christian or not, because Von Helton, in his mind, can do no wrong, and he sees Von Helton as a brother. But they're brothers in a struggle against the evil trolls on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
If I mean, what I think about it, if the three of them can find a way that they're useful to each other, then they can and probably will rekindle. But as long as the situation,
they'll have to be against drag.
Yeah, cohesion against drag, yeah. But especially, if they could somehow help each other out, like fund each other in some way or fuel each other in some way, then they might reconcile. But as long as Shanny's not sucking money off of somebody, or in G-Man's case, as long as he's not, sucking fame or attention off of somebody, they won't rekindle.
Yeah. And Rev just needs to get away from Shanny, right?
Yeah.
He needs to walk away. He needs to walk out that front door and just start going.
Yeah, but
he'd be a free man. He's got nothing tying himself to her.
Stockholm syndrome. That's what's tying him to her.
I mean, the kids are gone already. Fucking. Yeah, it's too bad. Like, because I know how you would do it. Like, it would be literally like going there, whipping his ass, grabbing him, taking him. That's how you do it. Shane ain't gonna chase you, So
sorry, Durango.
And then when he's trying to go back, you whip his ass again, And he's got no one to do that. He's got no family to do that. So
So you mentioned Durango. Don't forget what you're going to say. Let me squeeze this in quick. When I first got in there, and I stayed muted for a long time, right? And I was waiting for G-Man to do his typical hog tie. I haven't seen you for a long time, and then start picking on me. But no, he just let me sit there idle, whatever. And at one point, somebody had said something about the Durango, and then G-Man says he owns it. And for those, I'm sure people in your audience would know this, but it was a lease to own purchase, and they didn't complete the lease. So we don't know. We don't have confirmation on this, but we think he just drove it out of state, and there's nothing that people in Colorado can do about it.
No, we do have confirmation on that.
That the dealership still owns it, because
no, the dealership has that. The dealership has the Durango marked as sold.
Oh, okay. So, well then, yeah. So apparently, if they have no claim against the title, well then I guess whatever Jason's claiming that through some mechanism they just said, forget it. You don't have to pay us anymore, and you can just keep it. That may be true. I don't see why that would happen, but okay, whatever. That's what he says. Anyway,
I mean,
Gman-
they do still have an outstanding balance. It's just that it's the vehicle itself is in Rev's name. It's marked as sold.
Oh no. That's how. Okay, no. Okay, no. Then it's not lease to own. Then it's a chattel mortgage where you, yeah. So you can buy something and you get title for it, but then there's a lien against that title until you fully paid it off. So in that case, and yeah, he's running away on the lien. We don't. I mean, just to be clear, I'm not saying I know anything about this. We're kind of speculating about this, but the claim that he owns it outright with no interest against the ownership is just not really credible. But we don't know. We don't know. Anyway, so Gman tonight says, well, Rev said that they did something. I forgot the word. What's the word? Rev says that he owns it now. And what was the word that he used when he was explaining with it? And I said, lying. Like, that's the word you're looking for.
Yeah.
He's lying about it. And G-Man goes, no, that's not the word he used. It was something else. It's like, what?
That's a hard question, Afrohumanist.
Yeah. Okay. Question: if you were offered money, how much would you accept to kiss Shani mouth to mouth, considering the state of her teeth? I was thinking of that right now too. Here's my question: like, how? Like, okay, like a passionate kiss? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, are we talking like a chicken peck, or are we talking like full tongue and
Yeah. Because like, okay, because even like a passionate one, okay, let's assume it's gonna be a passionate. We're talking tongue here, okay? So
Okay.
that could be it's gonna be a little bit tongue action, right? But that could go, like what, maybe 10 seconds or something like that. Like unless you're getting ready to fuck or something, I mean, it would be like a little, I don't know.
I'm going to say $1,000 plus the cost of therapy.
Let's see. A little kiss with a little tongue action. She brushes her teeth, scrubs her tongue. Okay, and after full tongue action. Full tongue action. All right.
$1,000 plus the cost of therapy. That's my price.
Okay. Let's think of a serious answer. Serious answer. She brushes her teeth. I'd do it for $100.
Oh my God! I'm not even in the same order of magnitude as you guys. No, it just wouldn't happen. I mean, that's like selling your soul. I just couldn't do it. But a lot of times when you think of these things, you got to go, no, like seriously, if you could get like $35 million for something, yeah, no, I'd do it in the low millions. I'd go for it. I'd do it in the low millions.
That's like when people say like, oh, like to do like to do like a gay porn scene, how much? $1 million. It's like, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck? Who the fuck do you think you are? Got a serious number here,
I'd do gay porn before I kissed Shani on the mouth. I mean, we got to rank order these things before we start coming up with a price table.
Oh.
I mean, gay porn does pay about 400 or 500% more than regular porn. So,
how would you know?
Because I know what the prices are.
Let's see. You guys are too cheap and would sell your soul for filthy lucracy. Hey, that's that's the word correctly. Lucracy, not lucrasake. Lucracy.
Oh my goodness.
A little tiny tongue, yeah, I don't know, $100. A few seconds.
Nope, I know my prices.
I'm easy.
Yeah. Well, on that steamy note, I've said it before. So we got one more. Ivy.
Let's see. I'm normally very squeamish, but I'm grossed out by saliva and the thought of her nasty mouth. Just. Damn, now that you said saliva, 150.
Exactly. That was my issue with fluid transfer on that one.
Yeah.
Because remember, her dad's already said that she's had to go in for STDs multiple times.
Who? Imagine Rev has to. You know what? I don't think they do kiss. Probably. I don't know. It's not enough mouthwash to get the smell of decay. Oh, I
Yep.
might pass. Yeah, she did lose those teeth rather quick.
Well,
That's
you know,
surprising.
that has fueled some speculation. We all know that they have substance abuse issues. But there's been speculation about whatever substance it is. Then obviously they like smoking their pot. You know, hey, you know, glass house.
Okay, so you're thinking the stereotyped meth, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking? Okay,
Yeah.
but see, shit like that, you're talking years. You know, I mean, at least from what I saw, she went from having a full set of teeth to suddenly, why is she missing teeth? Like that happened. I mean, even if she just stopped brushing her teeth, I don't think your teeth fall out that fast.
No, you're still looking at years for like cavities to develop, and
right? Yeah.
and even then you've got even then it's usually the tooth gets knocked out and you're still left with the root. But she doesn't complain about having gum pain.
Yeah, or like maybe she had fake teeth, or like, you know, or like the crowns or whatever, and maybe it fell off and she never put it on again. I don't know.
No,
you know what I mean?
There
like,
was
put a fake tooth or something.
No, there was one video I saw with her having a bridge where she had like 2 or 3 teeth replaced on the top, but she ended up taking it out halfway through the video because she was talking like she had a speech impediment.
So it was like a removable thing that she had. Oh, well, okay. So maybe she had like an actual bridge, but then it maybe just came out because, you know, just not taking care of it, and then because that stuff gets like glued on or like cemented on or something, and then maybe she just never.
It was one of those videos where she was. It was like right after Chris, where she was living with her mother.
Okay, all right. So then that explains it. Then, so she was already missing the teeth. She probably just had something.
Yeah, she was missing a couple of teeth.
Yeah.
But remember the one right before not Chief Pringle's can, the one before that went to jail for meth.
You
know, we know Shanny knows how to make it, so
I never really got that vibe from her though.
There's a lot of speculation about the meth use, and I got to say,
okay, we can speculate that Shanny knows how to make it. Sorry,
make it. Oh, well, make
it. Yeah. I gotta say, I'm not taking a position on it. If I had to choose, I'm less than 50-50. I don't think that they actually do meth.
Honestly, I don't think so either. I don't.
Well, personally, I don't either. I think they're just slobs.
Yeah. I think it's just they're just disgusting. They're just disgusting. Yeah, but I don't see like cocaine, meth. I don't see that from them. You know, I mean, I don't know how I would know what that looks like. You know,
well, the one thing I'm sure of, I really hope it's not true. Like, for their sake. And I mean, think what you want about them. They're assholes, and it's kind of funny when they bring problems onto themselves. But I really hope that amongst their problems is not meth.
I put money that they're not even doing that. I would put money on it that they're not doing that.
No, I could see them huffing duster before they were messing around with
I
meth.
don't even know what that is. You hick.
Air duster, that shit that you spray your keyboard off with.
Oh, huffing? Ooh.
Yeah.
That is some ghetto shit. Ugh.
I live in Oklahoma. It's all ghetto around here.
I saw that one time with my own, like people with like an aerosol thing. They're actually doing it.
Yeah.
I remember I was actually riding my bike. I was riding my bike from work, right? And so I'm riding it because I live close by, and I remember seeing these two people. One of them was in a wheelchair, and like they were talking like under the shade of a tree. And I'm riding by, and right as I ride by, I see like the guy like, you know, like it's like he had a towel, right? And like I see him kind of go like that and take a big breath, and right as I'm right, and I just remember going, I went, oh, and I just went like, oh, because I just couldn't believe I saw that with my own eye. I just saw that, I was like, oh, and I just kept going. I was like, God damn, dude. I'd never seen anyone actually do that.
It's some weird shit. My old next door neighbor used to do that. That's one of the reasons why we moved out to the country.
Ugh. I don't. I mean, obviously you must get high off it, but holy shit, I'm not even curious about it. I'm not even curious. Yeah. Scared of heroin, won't do that one either. Ooh, fuck that. Ask Carnivorous Ape about the people who gave gold rings around their mouths.
Pass.
Oh, have gold rings around their mouths.
Yeah, pass.
Pass? Oh, was that a sex thing?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I know quite a bit. I know quite a bit about Huffers. Heifers. Mystic Ramblings, that would require them to go to the doctor or have money to buy on the street, though. I wouldn't be shocked if Shani had formed an opiate addiction. Both, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised for that one. Painkillers?
No, I wouldn't be surprised about that one either. Plus, on top of that, G-Man did say that he's bought her Benadryl before. We know she likes to, overdose on that.
Yeah. So yeah, painkillers or opiate. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Meth, cocaine. I would put money that they're not doing that. I would put money on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm totally guessing. Okay. They did once upon a time. They had 700. They would need money. Okay. All right. Well, I guess this is yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it now. Hogtie, thanks for coming in. Monkey Man, thanks for coming in. This was fun. Oh, Spermhead is here. Hey, Jay's Clown Girl. Hogtie shouldn't put his fingers. Oh, I'm sorry. Hogtie shouldn't put his fingertips on his face like that. Fingertips are oily, which leads to pimples. Yeah. Let's see. All right. So, all right. So I think I'm going to call it right now. Hey, Hogtie. He's on. He's probably doing something with his family. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Hogtie. Monkey Man, thanks for coming in, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Hogtie's pooping. He told me in the private chat. Shouldn't have said it. It was in the private chat. Sorry, Hogtie. My bad. It was in the private chat. Sorry. Sorry. Let's see. They may have Mountain Dew mouth. Ooh. Where is it? Damn it. Fake slide. I can see them doing all sorts of drugs back when they had money. Maybe. Well, you know what? Again, the meth thing, I've heard people make that joke. I never saw anything that would make me think that's what they're into. Personally, I never really saw anything like that.
No, the only thing that we really have is what's this guy's name? Doug, the kid's dad.
Oh, okay.
He went
to jail. Jail though, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he went to jail for meth specifically.
Okay.
So.
All right. Fake slash. So what about with a fake hyena right there? Shit. And then say, okay, night. Thanks, Mystic Ramblings. All right, hey, yeah. So Monkey, again, thanks for stopping in, man. I got a few super chats. Thank you very much. Thank you again. All that money is going to be donated to my job, not because I care about the kids. I just love tools, and I'm going to buy tools for work. Okay. So, all right. So I'm calling it a night. Thanks, Monkey Man. I'll see you later, buddy.
Later.
And I'm removing all you so I can use my racist buttons and make you guys not feel uncomfortable about it. So, okay. So, guys, Nick James, late to the show, baby. But thanks for coming in, man. How you doing, buddy? I love Monkey Man. Why? Is it because he's got a big... Never mind. Okay. All right, guys. So, thanks for stopping in. Damn it! Oh. I need to label these. So okay. Ow, son of a bitch.
Ass, greasy ass, sweaty ass, punk ass nigga.
Afrohumanist, I swear I'm doing that shit on accident, not on purpose. I'm doing it on purpose.
You stupid ass nigga.
I got something in. Oh wait, got something in my. Yeah, my little nose ring. Yoink yoink yoink. I got this when I was 17 to impress a girl. Oh shit! I thought I kicked you guys out. You're still in here. My bad. Hey.
Nope.
Okay, bye. All right. Okay, I'm leaving now. Yeah, I did this to impress a girl. I was 17. She ended up being a lesbian, but we did make out, and I got boobies. It was fun. High school. Okay. No, right after high school. I was 17, just graduated. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. I am leaving. Oops. Gotta be slick. Bye.